He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
असतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ पृथ्वी शान्ति अंतरिक्ष शान्ति सर्वं शान्ति। अहं ब्रह्मास्मि। Good evening, everyone. Hope my voice is clear.
Yes, Manager. Yeah.
Okay, good. So nice to see you all after a short break. Although we were not on a break. That's what it's all lies in the truth. Like when you are connected, you are never disconnected. That's how we would like to begin this. It being a Q&A session, good to see that 3 hands have already gone up. So let's begin. So 4 hands are gone up. अब चतुर्देव के चतुर मूर्ति के चतुर हाथ दिखाई दे रहे हैं, तो it's good to start.
Yes.
So Hari bhai, please go ahead.
So please unmute yourself.
Pranam.
Actually, I have 6 questions.
Very good.
So I don't know how many you will.
Okay, go ahead. Let's see like how many we can take off.
Okay, so first one is actually it's a continuation of the last session when I asked you some question and then you answered me. It's a continuation of that one. Actually, it was not my question. It was asked by somebody else, and then later on when I conveyed them the answer, they said like that is what they asked me. So I came to know about the real what is the real question actually. So. So the question is like when a soul leaves the body, usually like it will be going with a fear, means unless it is an enlightened soul or something. Otherwise, normal beings, because they don't want to leave the body, and then it is the time for them to leave, so they will be in this constant fear, and then like they will be meeting Shiva because he is there already. So like at least so bharosa means like with the talks, at least they know like, okay, Shiva is there, sitting there, and then he
Right.
will be there for us. वो तो होता है. But then when they come to this earth as a humans, when they take birth, okay, when they come, so will they be having any such assurance kind of thing, like, okay, this so and so person is there for me, so I am going there, so he will take care of me करके वैसा कुछ होता है क्या? With what भरोसा do they come?
Okay.
Is there any such thing? That is what their
Right.
question is actually.
Okay. Good. So the question is like when they go with fear and they meet the divine, whichever divine you can call him with many names, right? So when it meets that, and when it again thinks of coming back to this world, with what assurance it comes back, right? So the answer would be very simple. Like when a soul leaves a body, the reason especially why it comes back, it's not fear, but it's desire. Fear might be that, okay, so I did not do anything this time. What would happen to me? That's fear before leaving, right? But that converts later into a desire. Why? Because he or she, when it left the body, although there won't be a gender biased thing in a soul, but as it has attached itself to a body for such a long time, that's the illusion, right? Because until and unless that illusion breaks, it won't be free from that. So when it looks at all these things happening, that fear that I could not achieve this, I could not realize that, or these are the things that I could have done. So these are the fears. And what is going to happen to me? That is the unknown fear that we speak of. But ultimately what it becomes, oh, I could not achieve this, but if I take a birth again, I would like to do all those things. So that becomes, it's just like, look at it in a very simplified way. Let's say you traveled to a beautiful place. Let's say you traveled to Vrindavan. When you traveled to Vrindavan, you could not cover all the places at one go. So you traveled, you saw some places, you came back, and later on again you came to know that there are such more beautiful places. Again, what do you think?
Want to go back again.
Now, a little bit background of that. When I said a fear that converts into a desire, what would be the fear? Let's say you have to catch the flight. You are in Vrindavan, you have to catch a train or a flight or a vehicle wherever. The time is coming and you are yet to visit few of the temples that are already listed on your sheet. Can you see that fear that lurks within you that, I am not able to because time is passing by, time is passing by. And ultimately, sometimes what happens, you miss out on certain places. But that fear is still what time? Till you catch the flight or the bus. Because the moment you catch the flight or bus, now you start that fear that was there that I might miss is a confirmation now that I have missed it. But then what it happens? Okay, is time nahi ho paya.
Next time.
Agli baar. Can you see what exactly you are speaking of? Is exactly like that. When my breaths are about to end, at that moment I come to a realization, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. That's the fear. Up until when? Because samay beet raha hai. And the moment you reach out, okay, you moved out from that place, then suddenly you come to a understanding that becomes a desire that I should come back again. And what I have missed, I should cover that this time. So the soul that is traveling out there is just like that. It meets with the divine beings. When it meets,
sorry, Deva, to interrupt
yeah,
you because again I will forget. So is it like for every soul who whatever departs means like leaves their body, will they meet Shiva? Every soul will meet Shiva?
it's not Shiva. You cannot see
Like,
in one
okay,
way
divine
what is not Shiva and what is Shiva should be defined first. So in that case, everything is Shiva. But if we are
means
talking
will it meet
about,
the divine? So what
right,
we say usually, like if we meet the God, then we don't have any desires
no,
left and we just want to
yeah.
merge into him, right? So
So that's where I will come back and narrate you the entirety of it again. When we talk about any specific God or any specific deity, it's not exactly what happens to every soul. There is a reason behind that. The soul is still bound. The soul is still binded. आपने सुना होगा कि like if you do a lot of puja of Vishnu or Krishna, you go to their locus.
Mm.
If you do a lot of sadhana for Brahma, you go to the Brahma Loka. If you have done all the righteous things, you want to go to the heaven, you go to the heavens. एंड उसी तरीके शिव का जो ध्यान करते हैं, मंत्र करते हैं, जाप करते हैं, वो शिवलोक को प्राप्त होते हैं, राइट? So in that case, they have already done certain kind of sadhana. Based on that, they are going to those places. It's like a preparation.
Those who did not do any of these things.
Now, those who have not done anything, let's talk for them first.
Mm.
First and foremost thing is, any soul that leaves the body, it has attachment left with that body until it has realized that this is not that body it is. So the moment it leaves, it's like a free soul now. Because it has to go through a transformation, a transition, through which it will disconnect all its relationship with the family that it thought itself to be a part of.
Mm.
Until and unless that happens, how did you forget where were you in your last birth? So there is a process that it undergoes, a process through which it goes. But before that, what happens? When a soul arrives at the doorways, it is always met by light beings that we call of. Light beings can be whom you call as the true people, those who are available there to guide you on your right path. In many cases, one thing that we all have to remember is, all of us in this entirety of generations that we see, in every one of your house, there must have been a sadhak. Somebody who had walked that path, somebody who had reached to a certain levels of, and that was the reason, that's why we all are walking on this path as well, right? So, and there is no family in which such kind of person has not been there. It has been with every family. Every genealogy has been blessed. If you say, oh, no, I don't know anyone as such, then go and check your Gotra then. The Gotra itself is of a Rishi. So that means you are coming from that lineage. The only thing is you have kept your lineage alive. That's why you know so many things. You work on that path and all those things happens. When we forget all that, what happens? Then you don't know where I'm coming from. It's like clueless path. Now coming to the light beings. The light beings can even be certain, I can say like जो पूर्वज होते हैं ना आपके, even some of them might have done some sadhana and they might have also reached to that space where they have become a light being, where the work of the light being is to help the people to reach out in the right path, in the right space, in the right way. So उनका कार्य वही होता है. So every soul that leaves, it will be met by the light beings, and the light beings are very benevolent beings. Means the moment a soul goes there, the soul goes with a lot of rage, lot of desires, even as you rightly said, a lot of fear that converts into desire later. So all these things are running with it because it is still feeling that it is not a pure soul. It is still feeling that it is run by its desires and attachments. So what is done at the first step? They try to pass that on, that message that don't worry, whatever you are thinking is not something was real. It's like a small little kid awoke from a dream in which it was seeing some nightmare. Suddenly the kid wakes up and is sitting and crying and shouting and making noise. And the parents, what they do? Don't worry, it was just a dream. But if the dream or the nightmare had a great impact on that kid, will it agree to you immediately? It won't sleep almost. It will just move around and whatever. You all have gone through that.
I experience self.
So similarly, that's what I'm saying. Even though in such places, when they are told that this is something, it was not real. See, this is just a play. You were playing a part of the play. But what happens? They say, even though I played a part in the play, because they have not realized the truth yet. So what they see, they still believe, they still feel, they still think that I am something that has done this and I should repay that in any possible way. It might be taken some money from somebody, taken some help from someone, or cursed someone, or did bad things to someone. Because as a pure soul, it also becomes benevolent in the sense, let's say somebody harmed someone. In that space, it will remember, because that is where that 13-day concept comes into play for us. So that is where it is looking at all the karmas that it has done, right? And once these karmas are done, what it looks at it and it says, oh, why I did so much of wrong to this particular person. When it realizes that, so how can I repay that? I can repay it in two ways. Either help him. If I've taken something, I will give it back. I will go back to that space. I will give it back so that I'm free from that. Or I have caused this pain to this person. I will take that pain on myself this time. See, this is still someone who is in illusion, despite all the things coming into play. It could be taken in a very easy way right now. Let's take the movie Bahubali. The second part came first and the first one came second. So when the second part came first, what happened? People watched it. They loved the movie. They knew that, okay, Bahubali has been killed. But what kept them alive to see the first part?
Yeah. Why did he?
Kattappa ne Bahubali ko
Yeah.
kyun mara? So the same question goes on in the heart. Why I did this? Because now it is not only thinking as a being, it is being as a soul. It's saying, I've done something. Oh, see, this is not my thing. I should go प्रायश्चित करना चाहता हूं. I want to go back and do the प्रायश्चित of all the things that I have done. So in such cases, despite the telling that it is not needed, you can still relieve all these things and you can still live with us. We will teach you and you can pass on to the next levels. Many souls also turn that path at that moment.
Wow.
There are people, though there are souls, those who actually transcend. Who will transcend that? Somehow or other, who have actually lived by some people surrounding them, those who were very emotionally or divinely charged people, those who were always into that space. So that is the grace of those people, those who were around them.
So even though these people did not do any sadhana or anything,
Right.
are not in the
That's
devotional,
what.
but still they have
Yes.
the chance to do. Wow.
It's just like this. It's just like this. I know the sun is shining outside. I can go. If I need the sunshine, I should go outside. But a person who is inside the home, till the summer heat passes into the houses. It's because of the presence of the sun, right? So the people, those who are deeply into sadhana, meditation processes, they become like that kind of sunlight. They illuminate every time. That's why we keep on saying, no, the person who walks on the path of spirituality, he is like he's holding a fire in his hand. He's holding a light in his hand. It's not for himself. It also lightens up the space wherever it goes. So it's just kind of that. And I'll tell you a very typical story. The story ka koi matlab nahi hai. There is no meaning to the story. But the story would bring so much of clarity to what I was saying, like when a person, how they get impacted, influenced, and how they get the benefits of that. Then I will continue the story from there as well. Let's say, let me tell you a story. There was, and listen to this story as, and you will come to a realization कि इसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं है कहानी का. Okay, so there was a girl, a Brahmin girl. Okay, and she was very ambitious, always looking for the worldly things. Did like all the things that she could do, like to all achieve all the worldly things that it can be achieved. So finally, she grew up, got married. When he got married, he also got married to a Brahmin boy, and the Brahmin used to do some worship and all those things. So whatever money he used to get was not enough. But the desire of this girl was too high, too much, too loud, you can say. So the husband tried its best to bring all that was asked, but still always felt short. कम पड़ जाता था हमेशा. Whenever it came for, so there was fight between them. Like, I want to live this way. Why are you not giving this? So this is a very common thing that you can all narrate to, right? One fine day, what happens is, with this constant fight and constant desire that I should have this, the husband went into a very typical condition where he left his body. He had some disease and he left his body, kind of thing. Now what happened is, although the husband went off, the desire of this girl is still with her. Means she wants to achieve all the worldly things. She wants to enjoy all that is available in this world. In order to fulfill all this, she started moving around with other people. Okay? So that whoever gives something says is happy. Gone. So she started accumulating that kind of wealth. But once the close people around her came to know that this is how she has become, she was thrown away from the house. He said, you don't belong here, you go somewhere else. We cannot keep you here anymore. Finally, what she does, she finds a path and goes into the forest because everybody knew almost it was a small village, so nobody was allowing her to be there. So she left and she went into a forest. But forest is a very typical place where food is not readily available. Look at the animals. At times they have to stay hungry. At times they find the food. Yes, so that's how the forest setup is. At times there will be abundance of food, and at times there will be scarcity. You have to fight, you have to get the food. So when she goes into the forest, what happens is she was not able to find all these things majorly. Luckily, she found a hunter. A hunter was there in the forest, so she found, and he said, okay, so I would marry you, I would like to stay here, but I am a very desirous person, so would you be able to fulfill? She was quite beautiful. Looking at her, the hunter said, what all I can do, I will. I can kill big animals, I can sell them for a great price, and I can bring you all that you need. This continued. For some day, that hunter used to bring all that he could bring. One fine day, the hunter had to go for a long journey. And while he went out, the food supply was over. So this lady, what she did is, she was so hungry that she could not find anything to eat. And there was no thing available nearby, and there are wild animals around. So this hunter had kept a cow and a calf at his home so that he can at least have milk and all those things. But that cow was ill and she was not giving milk at that time. So what this lady did, she brought out a sword, killed the calf, and ate the meat. This is how a human converts into a demon. So killed, but later on she came to know that that hunter has also been killed by some wild animal. So she was devastated. Now what to do? There is nothing left with me. The person who was providing to me is also dead now. What should I do? She was running crazily in the forest. Then suddenly she saw that some saints were passing by. The saints were going to some tirth pilgrimage or something. So they were chanting some mantras and that's going on. Whichever mantra you think of. And when they kept on chanting the mantra, they were, let's say they were chanting that Namah Shivaya, and they were all singing and dancing. She could not understand what's going on. They don't have good clothes, they're walking bare feet and still happy, still singing. As she didn't have any other way, she followed them. Finally, they reached to a place where was a sibling was there. So they sat there and started chanting and chanting and chanting. And this lady sat down there for some time. Listen to that. But again, hunger was something that was reminding her that you are hungry, you have to find food. So she left that place just near to that temple. It was an open space kind of thing. It's like a marketplace, and in mid of that marketplace, there is a temple. So she goes and asks for food. But there are no food stalls nearby. She goes to a bania, means a shop, a pawn shop, means the one who is selling jewelries and all those things. So when she goes there, the bania, being a very good person, he says, I don't have anything to offer you as food, but take this a little amount of money that was there on that necklace. He gave a necklace, which was a cheaper thing, but at least she can buy food with that. So he gave her out of his benevolence, he gave it. But this lady was too angry because she got a cheaper thing that the Banya gave him. So out of anger, she threw it. Fortunately, unfortunately, when she threw that mala went and fell on Shivling. And now, when there is nothing to eat and that shopkeeper gave this, she came, she saw like all the sages were sitting near the Shivling and chanting, and now they have also left. So she came there out of hunger and started crying. And while crying, some of her tears fell on the Shivling. Okay. And not only that, because she didn't had any food, it became fasting.
Fasting.
Now, because of this, in due course of time, she died. But without any knowledge. And then she went and came back into this world. Into this world as a blind girl and with skin disease since childhood itself. So with blind eyes and skin disease, she had to live her life like that. So because of the skin disease, nobody came near her, always because they were in fear that they might all get it. So she lived a very typical life, very, very typical life. Nobody was taking care of anything as such. One fine day, the same scene repeated. She has lived a very tough life. Again, one fine day, she was sitting begging for food or something. She heard some sages passing by, chanting the same mantra. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. When she heard that, something triggered. And she started following them. And when she followed them, what happened is she went, and these sages were good people, so they helped her, and they managed to arrange a place for her nearby the temple. This was the same temple where, without her knowledge, she has done that. Now what happens? Now the sages gave them a mantra, and they said, the only thing that you can do is do this, and anyways good people are there, they will feed you. That's how you can leave your birth. And whatever you have gone through, that will be discarded. That was a blessing from the sages. And it is said that she lived there throughout her life, chanted the mantras, just poured water on Shivling. And thereafter, finally, when she died, she got liberated. Because when she went off, she left the body, the first time she had desires left within her. That is the reason she came back with those kind of diseases and all those things. Because she had suffered, so many people suffered because of her. She killed, she tortured and all those things. So because of that, she had that disease, skin disease in that space. And at the same time, she was blind because she was all blinded by the worldly things. Right? And this time when she goes, like the sages have helped her. The previous time she was so bound, so blinded. Even when she was guided by the light beings, she said no to that. I have to go back. And she came back in this life. But again, just by listening to the sound, she was again recalled that something has been blessed in her past life without her knowledge. She again goes pulled towards that. Can you see? Even without your knowing, when you have done some kind of sadhana seva to the divine arranges everything for you.
Oh, benevolent devil.
So see, this time what happened? She was called. This time she is not going. This time she was called. She was given the mantra. She was given the process. She was given a practice. And finally, she got liberated. She goes again, she leaves the body. And this time when the light beings say, see, all that happened. Now you are a free soul. What do you want to do? Would you like to go back to the world and again go back into that rut? Or You have lived whatever you have done. And this is the time of your liberation. What do you choose? And that was her choosing. And then she was liberated in that space. The only thing that she asked to the beings, that how come these all things happened to me? The light beings, when she was about to go to the liberation space, she asked this question: how come all these things happened to me? Why my life was like this? The sages guided him and said, see, this is because of your desire, so much desire that you could not see anything. And it is not just a story, it's a reminder. You see, when I start narrating that, you'd be much more clearer on what happens. See, that lady is no one else but like the people, those who are absolutely blinded towards the world, never ever thinking of who created all these things, who is creating all these things around me, who has taken care of me even when I was not able to. They don't see that. So they are all into this world and they go to any extent to achieve whatever they want to achieve. And because of that, what happens? Will the desire ever be end? इसीलिए हम कहते हैं ना, राजा बनने का एक स्तर होता है, भिखारी बनने का कोई स्तर नहीं होता. There is a limit to become a king. To become a beggar, there is no limit. Because if you have 1,000 rupees in your hand and you say, it's done, I'm happy for that, and my life is like this, and I'm going to be live happily with this 1,000 rupees. Your happiness is in your hands. And you can have crores and crores, but you still, oh, और थोड़ा, इतना नहीं हो रहा है. Then what happens? So you're lost in that rut. How rich you become? You cannot sleep in 2 beds at one time, right? That's how it is. So all these things, like it is like a person who has been blinded by the worldly things. She kept on running towards that. And what all she did? She demanded, even because of that, so many people got killed also, fulfilling her desires, right? And ultimately, you see, like this is how, when a person is constantly running towards the world and the desires are not being fulfilled, it will turn into demonic powers. Just like she went into the forest and even killed the calf. क्या किया था वो बेचारे ने उसका? No, she had power, so she killed it. Ate it. Because she thought like this hunger is something that is more than the life of that being. Then, because of that, what happened? Finally, somehow, by the grace, that's what I said, no, when the sun is shining outside, even the heat of it reaches your home, the saints were passing by. And she didn't went because they were saints. She didn't have any other option. She went with them. She was hungry. And you know all that story that happened around that space. Without even knowing she did all that. At times, the grace of the divine always is there. It always keeps on giving you chances. It always creates spaces where you have a space, where you have a way, where you are introduced, where you are given an option that this is what you should do. But at times we don't see it. It's just like there are many gyms, there are many good places. How many people go there? Is it a saying that you should go and do all these things, exercise and all that? No. We all know that, but we don't do that. But go and see any shops that fly open shop, what they call. Where do you find more people, in temples or all those places? Isn't it? And in my college session, I keep on saying that people like to look love to see good rather than look good rather than feel good. If you go to the temple, you will feel good. But if you go to the beauty parlor, it will look good. And that's what you should look. There are more beauty parlors than temples. Because everybody wants to look good. Isn't it? So that's where all these kind of things come from. So look at this, like once you are blinded by the worldly things, you forget your space that you call as the divine space. But the divine, I always, as I say, no, it's like a mother. It never gives up. It keeps on calling you again and again and again and again in whichever way possible. And at times it makes the situation such that you don't have an option rather than go. Or else just think of this. Why she got them necklace, why she threw it away, why she went there again and cried, why she was hungry. Can you see the arrangements that are done by the divine? But at times we don't understand the arrangements of the divine, but we claim, we cry that there cannot be any divine because I'm hungry. There cannot be a divine because when I'm hungry, I need food, somebody is giving me a necklace. There cannot be a divine that can be just a stone because I'm crying and it is not replying. That's where we don't understand the play of the divine. So what happens to those souls? Don't you think that those are the ones, those who are blinded by the world? And at the same time, the sages, they didn't have anything. But all that they have was the name of the God. और हमने क्या कहा था लास्ट टाइम जब हमने मिले थे, मेरे लिए ये बड़ी बात नहीं है कि मेरे पास घर है, मेरे लिए ये बड़ी बात नहीं है कि मेरे लिए कपड़े हैं, मेरे लिए ये बड़ी बात नहीं है मेरे पास खाने को है, गाड़ी बंगला सब कुछ दिया है उसने, मेरे लिए ये बड़ी बात नहीं है, मेरे लिए ये बड़ी बात है कि मैं उसका नाम ले सकता हूं. That's the biggest thing I can ever have in my life. And I think that's where people truly, अगर आपको कभी भी डाउट है ना, whether you are blessed or not, whether the eyes of the divine, the gaze of the divine has fallen on you or not, एक बार नाम लेके देखना. अगर नाम ले पा रहे हो तो उसका ग्रेस है. If you are able to take the name itself, be rest assured, you are blessed. नहीं ले सकते नहीं तो. दुनिया में देखो कितने लोग हैं नाम ले पाते हैं, वो सब कुछ ले पाएंगे, उसका नाम नहीं आएगा उनके मुंह पे. What would you call that people? Those are blinded, right? And they do all the heinous acts because for them they are the priority, no one else is for them. They live that way. The grace of the divine. And just think of that lady never left that forest. How many times the divine might have called it? How many times she might have missed the opportunity? It's not the first time might have happened, right? There must have been. When she has gone to the forest, she must have found some place. She could have sat there, just close her eyes and sit there, right? But no. That was not the case because she was still blinded towards the divine, eyes open towards the world. Now, once she passed off, like what happens? Finally, whatever you are, whether a king or a pauper, everyone dies. आपके पास चाहे रावण जैसे शक्ति हो या भरत जैसी भक्ति, मरना सबको है. Yes or no? So everybody dies. It will die. आप कोई भी हो जाए, कोई भी हो. That should itself should humble us. That simple thing, right? But people still forget that. They forget that. That's what illusion is all about. And now when she went off, what happens? Everyone passes by. And then their reel of the life rolls in front of them. Let's say somebody as a husband goes and looks at his life and he has tortured his wife throughout his life. Or a person who has created havoc for everybody around them. What would they do? They would think in that way because they are still bound by those desire that, oh, I did something wrong, now I should do the penance. Now they come back. Now the question that should be asked is, what if a husband tortured the wife, but the wife wanted to liberate and she got all the sadhana done? Will she has to stay back because that soul has to do all these things? Big question, isn't it? Don't worry. The creation of the Creator is big enough. And similar kind of things are happening at multiple places. Arrangements will be done. Don't think that your, what do you call, your You are bound by the other person because it has to come, you have to come. और सबसे अच्छी बात हमारे धर्म में कहा जाता है कि धर्म पत्नी, मतलब पति का सारा धर्म पत्नी को जाएगा, पति का कोई भी पाप पत्नी को नहीं जाएगा. That's what it is. All the females are laughing. Wow, what a beautiful arrangement. Thank God we are females.
But we have had that whatever the husband does, everything we get a share, whether it is a sin or a.
Do you remember the story of Angulimal or Dasyu Ratnakar when they went out? What did their wife said?
No.
Your work is to take care of us. It's not my
Yeah,
job.
I
You know?
understood, but still, is it not implied? They were like whether we agree,
No.
is it not implied?
That is what I say. That's what I'm saying. The Vedas itself speak that you are part of their good deeds, not the bad deeds.
Because the first time I'm hearing this from you only, because till now, whatever assumption we have is like whatever they do, we get half.
Now,
Like
see,
whether it is a
there
sin
is
or
a
like
difference between reality and moral stories. So you might have heard a moral story. It is good. Why not? When I am part of it, Ardhangini kehte ho. So I should be part of good and bad and ugly, whatever it is, right?
Because whatever act they do, through that whatever income or whatever things they bring, and then we enjoy that also. So indirectly, we are taking part of that sin. That is what they explain to us.
How about that person has taken loan from you last time and has not paid you back? This time he's come here to do all the work and take care of you.
हो सकता है.
फिर see, always think in the lines that you are closing the account, not opening another account. You remember what I said? कि भाई मुझे इस बार जो दे रहा है या मेरे से कोई इस बार ले रहा है, मेरा खाता क्लोज कर रहा है. They are closing my account, not I am not creating a new account. I am not here for the first time. I am taking and I will come back and give it to. No. I have a very clear theory. Whatever I have taken, whatever I have to give back, this is the final closer. Last EMI देने आया हूं मैं. आप में से किसी को खाता चलाना है, चलाते रहो. मैं नहीं हूं.
Don't want.
Okay. So whatever that is happening, it's happening might be because of the past thing that they have done. So can you see, because of that karma, she took a birth where, because she always wanted to separate herself from others and be the one, she got a disease of skin in such a way that nobody comes near her. And because she was blinded by the world, she became as a blind. And throughout her life, how she tortured others, she got that. But ultimately what happened? Again, the sages appeared. What does that mean? In your life, they will come again and again. They will just walk in front of you. They will just whisper something in your ears. They will just put their hand on you and went off. And then suddenly something reminds you, just like Hanuman got reminded just when he saw Ram. Kuch yaad aa jata hai. And then you start just saying, I don't know what to do, but let me walk that path. Might be you have all done all that drama earlier, and this time the only thing is now you're sitting, all that you have done in your past things. This is the last thing that you are going through, and might be this time somebody called and you are listening and you started walking to that path. You're blind. I can say absolutely blind. You don't know the path. You don't even know whom you are loving. You don't even know what reality is. But the only thing that you know is, I know this is the right path. Except that, is there anything? आप में से किसी ने भगवान को देखा है? Now the question will be difficult. आप कहोगे महसूस किया है. I have experienced that. Now tell me, what makes you experience that, and how are you able to realize that this is actually the divine experience, not something else? जैसे हमेशा क्वेश्चन आता है मेरे पास, मैं ये कैसे जानूं कि ये मेरे मन का भ्रम है या सत्यता है? सिंपल थिंग. जब भी डरावना सपना देखो ना, उसको भ्रम समझ लो. जब भी देवता को देखो ना, उसको सत्य मान लो. अब बोलोगे इससे क्या होगा? याद है ना, गलती से उसने माला फेंका था. Unknowingly she threw the mala. Unknowingly she did fasting. Unknowingly few drops of tears fall on him. And again, all the things of liberation were arranged for her. Now, if you are able to see it in formless state, you're just experiencing it, what should you do? And if, let me ask, if you cannot even take the name without its grace, can you experience it without its grace? Not possible. So all that I can do is, I can simply say, I fold my hands. I just fold my hands. Whatever the experience is, I'm not going to doubt it anymore. I just fold my hands because I don't know anything. I don't even know how you look. I don't even know how I should feel, but I feel good in this space. So it must be you. It must be you. And that's how the things move. And now she goes to that place, she does the sadhana, and she finally goes back because now she is no more blinded towards the world, towards the God. This time with her closed eyes, she was blinded to the world and she was doing the sadhana. वैराग्य क्या है जो आप में आता है? आप संसार के प्रति धीरे धीरे आपकी आंखें बंद होने लगती है और दिव्यता की तरफ वो खुलने लगती है. Means the outer eyes close down and the inner eye starts to shine. Then you start seeing the inner light. You start seeing the experiences that you speak of. So that's how all these things happen, and finally it gets liberated. So now coming back to a very typical story. There is na आगे है ना पीछा है ना story का. There is no start and end to this story. But this story is just like a reminder to all of us. So similarly, one thing that she also asked is, why? What is those qualities that she learned from Shiva? Or that soul actually asked to the light beings that, what are the qualities that I should learn from Shiva? He said, the qualities of Shiva are limitless. But let me tell you a few. It is said that Shiva was alone up until Sati showed up. So what does that indicate? See, it's like how to teach that soul a very simple way. That's how it is. It's like a child's talk. So listen to it like a child, then only you'll get the essence. बुद्धिमान की तरह देखोगे कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. उसे कहते हैं, when you look at Shiva, Shiva was alone. Why was he alone? Now he knew that that world is a prapanch and he used to close his eyes and stay away from the world. But when he closed his eyes and sat away from the world, that was sending a wrong message to the world. That everybody should, if you are following Shiva, you should leave everything and you should run there. So Shiva said, oh. So the creation will have a disbalance. So what happened? Sati appeared. And when Sati appeared, Sati said, without me, you are just sitting like a dead being. With me, life comes into action. And now creation came into play. So Shiva with Sati, later on Parvati. So transformation has to happen. So that's the change of the world. So that was the entirety of the things that they have to do. That's the one thing. What they said, you should, if you are in the world, you should not be a Virakta in the world. What you should do, you should contribute what you can contribute. Then it is mentioned that Shiva does not wear any jewelry or anything as such. But Shiva has Kamdhenus, not one, many. Kalpavrikshas, not one, many, where he stays. But does he need all those things? No, he does not need all those things. He's not like hungry like us, neither a beggar like us. So he does not need all this. Then why are those things mentioned that Shiv ke paas ye sare cheeze hai? It is like that कि धन अर्जन करो और संसार की भलाई करो. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, but rest should be for the world. So विरक्त नहीं होना है, धन सिर्फ accumulate करके नहीं रखना है, संसार को और सुंदर बनाना है. और जो ये सारे चीजें करता है वो सुंदर बन जाता है. सुंदर कौन है? शिव ही सुंदर है. So when you do all these things kind of thing, it's a long story actually. So it's a Q&A session. I forgot. I kept on doing it as a because these things when I start speaking, it's like waterfalls appear somewhere. So बहुत सारी चीजें इसमें है, like शिव के बारे में जब बात किया तो क्या सीख सकते हैं. So they were told like lot many things. But coming to your question, it says like the souls, those who have not even reached to that space to know even about the divine, they come back, they take birth again to come back, and they do all that thing again, go back, until they come to a space where they realize this was really a drama. Is there anyone in this room who has stopped watching movies? Might be very rarely you watch a movie, might not be daily. I don't know which movie I saw last in the theater. Haribhai can't remind me. Haribhai might be reminding me like what movie I saw. Because the last movie, before the last movie I saw was 14 years ago. Not 14, it might be 15, 16 years ago, might be. That's how it is. But when somebody realizes, this is kitna movie dekhunga? How many movies should I see? Ab ho gaya bas. Just stop it. So they, once those beings, let's say they are blessed, means they have been surrounded by good beings, उनके अंदर कुछ तो उनका ये गया होगा ना, something must have passed on into that beings. Now they have a little bit of idea, and when they are counseled, that I can use that word, when they are counseled that don't go into that drama again. You have lived it, now you have come to this space, now we are helping you, we are pulling you up, come along with me, come along with us. And if they have little bit of sanskar, of good sanskar, they will go along with them, do the sadhana, stay, come back into the other beings. And further they become like light beings, those who help others because they have been hungry, so they know what hunger is all about. Or some people just like gym, तो सबके घर के सामने कोई नहीं जाता, बिल्कुल उसी तरह. So they keep on coming, going until they realize that part. So when you asked me like what will happen, is there an assurance? Is there an assurance? Yes, there is assurance, because the divine will keep on whispering, the divine will keep on showing itself, the keep on telling you stories, keep on telling you songs. All these things will continue throughout your life up until you give a heed to that, up until you start listening to that, up until you quiet your mind and start listening to what it is whispering. Then everything changes to you. Accidentally, it will make some good deeds through you, because the divine never wants you to be lost in oblivion. If you are lost in the oblivion, you will keep on moving in the same darkness. So you are not left into oblivion. It always keeps on showcasing a light, a flash of light coming. Hey, wake up. Hey, come here. Hey, look this. So that's what has happened in our lives in so many ways that we have started seeing it. We are not only seeing the light, we are seeing the bulb now. We are not only seeing the bulb, we are able to see that current that is passing through that bulb now. So slowly you are moving from the reflection with your affection that you have towards the journey of the creation. And that's how a soul is guided. That's how a soul actually gets liberated. Yes, let's say the soul came and took the Naam Jap and all those things. They go to their locus. And some go to their locus and some merged into them. Like Meera merged into Krishna. Can you say that she went to a loka? No. She just merged into the divine. So once you merge into the divine, there is no coming back. There is no coming back. So that could be a beautiful answer. And it took almost 50 minutes for me to narrate it.
Really, he must love us so much. Like every step he's showing so many ways, so many reminders. Even after leaving the body, also through light beings, also he's
Yeah, that will
means how
be.
much he should love us. Like even at that stage, also he's asking, "Please come now."
I
But
can say one thing, it loves you more than it loves himself. And that beautiful saying goes, no, the sun has fallen in love with its rays. तो कुछ वैसे. So now what's your second question? I think like I answered the first one. It would be clear, right? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, second one is same person's question only this one also. So like when we were having a like normal chat, this like Hindus, Muslims, like Hindus and non-Hindus ka
Right.
ho gaya.
Correct.
So Hindus, we believe in rebirth and everything,
Right.
then we know all these things,
Right.
okay. So actually the exact question is, you told sometime back like um, our birth comes based on the urge we have. Like if we have strong desires or strong urge, then we come as that things and then
True.
we experience and all those things, right? So if that soul which is a Hindu in this birth, okay, if it did not have any strong urge, okay, or did not highly love or like highly hate anything, because if we hate anything most, or if we love anything most, then we go that one. But if don't,
Right.
if that soul do not have any such thing,
Right.
okay, then still, if it will it be all there chances for it to burn as a Christian or Muslim or like non-Hindu?
Right.
Because usually, like
Major.
when we read the Guru Charitra and all,
Right.
like they used to say, like if you hate Muslims, then the next Janma you will come as a Muslim. Like that only Akbar came in that, in his previous Janma he was
There
Mukul
are,
Brahmachari, like all the
yeah,
things like that. Because
there are stories of many region rebirths like that. Okay.
yes. So
Okay.
what will happen to this such souls like which don't have any desires
Very
and
good.
no hate, no love, or nothing? Still,
Now, okay. So what will happen to them?
will they
We'll
come
go
as
into,
Christians or Muslims, or will
right.
it
So
be Hindus
let
only?
me tell you in a very simplified way.
Mm.
A person who does not have a desire,
Mm.
a person who does not hurt anyone, is
Mm.
already a saint.
Mm.
वो already sant hai. So now, if a sant is there, what would be his next step? Would it be a rebirth?
But if that soul do not want, means like do not have a desire for liberation also, and if that soul
Then,
accepts whatever comes to it, like if it is a rebirth is there, then it will take the rebirth. So if that soul sees like such, then what will
right.
happen?
So what will happen? They can take a rebirth in the form
Mm.
of a person who is very close to God. मतलब पुजारी, देवता के जो सेवा करते हैं, मंदिरों में जिनको पूजा करने का मौका मिलता है, they get the first hand chance to do the service to God.
So they don't go into different religions.
Now, when you are talking about different religions,
Mm.
it's not only, let me not define it only religions. Let us talk about the yonis,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
When you analyze a particular animal, they have a particular trait.
Mm.
Cat, you all don't know the traits of the cat that is mentioned in our Puranas in one way. You know why they say cat should not be kept at home?
Mm.
Now, all those who have cats, listen to this. They say you should not keep a cat at home because cat always thinks that if everybody goes blind, I can eat and drink whatever I want. That's the prabriti of that cat. You can ask me, how can I say that? Have you seen a cat drinking milk? What it does? It closes his eyes. Have you seen that? तो कहावत है ना, if you close your eyes and drink the milk, don't think that nobody is looking at you. What it is indicating? It is saying that kash, that everyone should go blind and I can eat whatever I want. So that nobody sees what I am doing. देखा प्रवृत्ति क्या है? तो कौन बिल्ली बनेगा? The one who does all the wrong things and thinks that nobody should see me. So क्या होगा? It will become like that.
Mm.
A person who only lived for food. Only for food. No, what it becomes? Swan बनता है. Swan का मतलब जानते हो क्या है? Dog. A dog is a being whose hunger is never satiated. उसको कितना भी खाना दे दो, लास्ट में हड्डी पकड़ के बैठा रहेगा. Have you seen that? So can you see what happens to beings? अगर पद्म पुराण पढ़ोगे जाके, आधा चीज छोड़ दोगे तुम दुनिया के. So everything has a intrinsic quality of them. So based on the intrinsic quality, they go into those yonis, those kind of. So every religion that we speak of also, don't you say they have a typicality in them?
Yeah.
So who would go there? Now you know who would go into those. It is no denial that it cannot go to any other place. Because in the realm that is higher than this, there is no definition called as religion.
Mm.
And in those religions also there have been great sages.
Yeah.
So it is not limited to anything. Might be a sage, a person who always was like a saint, but he was worried like, oh, look at those people. They never knew the truth about that. Who will teach them?
Let me go and do. करके
Who
उनका
will do that? Are you getting that? So, सुधा जी हमेशा वही कहते हैं ना, यथा मति तथा गति. जैसा आप सोच सोच के जाओगे वैसे वैसे जगह पहुंच जाओगे. सो इसीलिए ये दैट व्हाई वी कीप ऑन सेइंग दैट नाम जाप करते रहो, टेक द नेम ऑफ द गॉड, चैंटिंग करो, जाप करो, माला करो, मंत्र करो. व्हाई? व्हाट विल यू रिमेंबर इफ यू हैव बीन मैरिनेटेड विथ ऑल दीज थिंग्स? You always taste like that only, right? If you have marinated something in ginger and garlic for a long time, when you eat it, it tastes like that. You have been marinated through the divine processes. What will you remember? Jata mati tatha gati, na? So what will you think on those times? Already marinated. That's what I keep on saying. That is how, because throughout, like, like what all we remember are the things that have created the greatest impact on us. How can you remove those? By creating new thoughts, creating new things those are better than that. परमार्थ पुरुषार्थ की बात आ जाती है फिर. So based on that, they choose to either stay back to teach in the same or go to other places to change them, show them a new path. Because there was someone who used to say, Anal Haq.
Mm.
You know what Anal Haq means? Aham Brahmasmi. How can somebody in that say that Anal Haq? I am that. And like he was tortured to death actually, but he never cried, never complained. He says, I'm that. You cut it down into pieces, nothing happens. Right? So those are things like that's why it is said, like 4 lakh types of people are also there. Now, who would you call as the most evolutionized person? Who is actually showcasing that, though I am climbing the path or not? See, I again get a question. How should I know whether I am progressing in my spirituality or not? कहीं मैं रुक तो नहीं गई हूं, कहीं तो मैं भटकती नहीं गई हूं, कहीं भ्रम में तो नहीं आ गई. So these questions keep on appearing, right?
Mm.
But the thing is, if you really want to measure whether you have moved in the scale of spirituality or not, look at all the people that are not in spirituality. एक बार देखना. I am not saying to compare with anyone. I'm just saying, just look at them. They would become your scale. With every small little things they are worried, with every small little things they are crying, with every small little things they are taking the sky on their head. And when you are sitting silently despite the chaos in your life, despite all the chaos, you are sitting silently, despite all the drama going on, you are part of it but not moved by it. What would that be? जैसे एग्जाम्पल है. अच्छा, सो देयर इज ए क्वेश्चन, हाउ डू यू नो दे आर नॉट स्पिरिचुअल? वेरी गुड. कंस को देख के क्या लगेगा आपको? जो कृष्ण को मारना चाहे तो कंस स्पिरिचुअल होगा? नहीं होगा ना. वेरी सिंपल. the simplest of the way to really know whether a person is spiritual or not is a spiritual being will never try to hurt anyone. That's the first sign of spirituality. भले ही उसके ऊपर दर्द आए, many problem, many pain appears to that person, but it will never think in a bad way for others. That's the greatest of blessings and pain of being spiritual. But those who sit there and count, oh my God, I'm taking so much of pain because of my spirituality, then you are giving more power to your pain than your God. Now you are sliding down your spirituality. I can assure you that. जहां आपका दर्द आपके भगवान से बड़ा दिखने लगे तो समझ जाना फिसलने लगे हो. जब मंदिर दूर लगने लगे तो समझ लेना नरक पास में है. और जब मंदिर के बिना मन ना लगे तो समझ लेना स्वर्ग पास में है. So whom do we define all these things? Whom do we define all that? See, व्याख्या बहुत की जा सकती है समाधि. Entirety of things can be segregated. And it's not me. If you sit and think, you will come to know that there are beings that we have seen. At times, they're helpless. Absolutely helpless. But they never ever give up on the name of the God. उन्हें कुछ नहीं पता. उन्हें सिर्फ एक ही चीज पता है. वो है. That's the only anchor they have in their life. And they overcome like disaster after disaster of lives. मैंने देखा है आंखों से. That's what you call as miracle. How do miracles happen? That's what it is said. No, faith moves mountains. And that's where I call it. Samaji, like, there is a chance. There is no boundary to that. But it all depends on what you desire. But can you see?
If there is no desire, then how will they? Means like
They
what?
will see when a person has no desire, you know what a beautiful state that is?
Hmm.
Because they will again reach to the same space of the guidance.
Hmm.
They will easily get
Ah,
them.
okay.
They will get towards them and they will start their sadhana in the other realm, not to come back into this space.
Okay.
So what could be a better thing? मैं इसीलिए कहता हूँ ना, संत का मतलब क्या, जिसका स्वयं का अंत हो गया वो संत है.
Hmm.
मैं कुछ रहा ही नहीं. आई एम नो मोर देयर. So जिसका अस्तित्व ही नहीं रहा, वो अस्तित्व के बारे में क्या सोचेगा? If I am no more, will I be fearful of the good things or bad things told about me? It does not matter. I am no more there. मैं वो रहा नहीं जिसकी अच्छाई की जाती थी. मैं वो हूं नहीं जिसकी बुराई होती है. That's how it is. Okay. So Swati, you have 4 more questions. So shall we do one thing? Shall we move to the other places and come back towards the end to you?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you.
So at least these 2 answers you got.
Okay. Yeah.
Chalo.
Thank you.
Chalo. Thank you. Who's next? Deepika ji. Which one should be unmuted? The one that is raised hand or on which the camera is on?
Deepika is the next. Deepika, please unmute yourself.
Okay, try this. No. So I'm trying with the one that.
Pranam
Yes.
Mahadev.
Pranam.
You're able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mahadev, like from the previous question, I was like, when the creator is one, definitely these religions cannot be different, right? Like everything has been created by him.
Right.
And also that's like a virtual thing that's existing in the heads.
Right.
It's not a physical reality, isn't it?
Right.
Like a religion or a caste or a creed, whatever. It is just a virtual boundary. Even
Right.
the countries or whatever, like whatever we see,
True that. True that.
Right. So where is this actually coming from? Like this difference? They are that, I am this. Like, or one is predominant, or one is
Right.
um, when two humans in the same religion or in the same house or the same person today and tomorrow they are not same. Does it really stop anyone from achieving what is the ultimate?
Okay. Is it
Did I
possible?
confuse you, or like,
No.
I mean,
Nothing as such. So you
I
can,
myself, I'm confused while asking this because there are so many things that is going on, but I'm not able to tell it completely outside Mahadev.
okay.
Like,
So can you simplify in one statement at least? Like what are you seeking in this answer?
can being born into a certain family or a certain body can
Right.
limit the possibility of achieving the ultimate?
Very good. So that's a beautiful question. Let me answer that in a very simplified way. Yes. And you can ask me how.
Yeah, of course.
Answer would be very simple in the form. Let's take in the example in the worldly way. There are graduates, there are undergrads. Who becomes a graduate? Those who study, complete their studies, give the exam, pass, they become a graduate. Those who never appear for the graduation itself, they stay as undergrads. Those who never went to school, they remained illiterate. Is this a thing or not? Although the reality will not be completely matching with that, because even if somebody has not gone to the school, he's still able to speak, able to understand, able to speak and all those things, whatever, like communicate and still live in this world, right? But in a way, when it comes to studies, if somebody has not gone to the school, it is illiterate. One who has just studied till 10th is still under, like only past the 10th only, and those who have done the graduation kind of thing. Let's say they are living in a society where all these things are predominant, but they are not allowed to go to the college. Will they ever become a graduate? Because for getting a graduation, you have to go study, give the exam, then only you can become graduate, right? When you are not even able to go there, how would you? Now, why I said that? When there is no, let's say you are studying something when there is no scope that you can be liberated. Again, coming back, yatha gati, yatha mati, tatha gati. The way you can think, the way you can get it. For example, people keep on saying that America was discovered by Columbus or Americus. Now, if you go and search it, you might find a name as Americus, not Columbus. Because the name America came through the native people's name. Now, if Columbus discovered America, then how did he found Red Indians? Who were they then? So did he really found it? Or he just landed there where already people were living?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Discover. He didn't invent or something. Yeah,
Invent or
discover.
something. So they are already there. But he had an idea that there is a place where he started seeking, and he found some place.
He wanted to go to India, but he landed in
He
America.
landed there and he called them as Red Indians.
Yeah.
Right? So at the same time, when he started his voyage, many people were against him, that it is not possible. The world is flat, he will fall off somewhere. Have you heard these stories or not? In the earlier age, they used to believe that the world is flat, and if you go too far, you will fall off. Because it's like a plate. So when you come to the edge, it will fall off.
Yeah.
So the concept that they believed was they might fall off. So there is danger to even go there. So never they crossed a line. So there was a line, imaginary line that was drawn, and no one was allowed to go beyond that, thinking they will fall off. But Columbus, he said, no, no, this is not the right thing. Let me go and find it out. So he created a new understanding, a new pathway. Although he did not land in India, at least he found something else, right? He discovered some another place. So understanding that why I'm telling all these things is, if my consciousness is limited to only this world, can I think of beyond? If I cannot even think of beyond, can I experience the beyond? If I cannot experience the beyond, can a thought come into me that there is something beyond this? And I will never seek for that. So that is where when people, I come across so many people, those who argue, वो नहीं मानते फिर भी देखो कितना अच्छा है. मैं बोला तुझे क्या पता है, अगर तू उधर पैदा होता तू भी वही करता था. But how graceful that here you are allowed to even speak all this, where it is not. You should thank yourself that you are in a space which talks beyond death, which talks that you can be liberated, which says you are God. It does not say like God is somewhere sitting somewhere and it takes grudges on you. It says God is all benevolent. It's all loving. It's all taking care of. So do you remember like there are 4 lakh kind of people in this world? So they might be part of one part of that, which are yet to evolve, yet to come, yet to realize, yet to be in this space. They are in the process of evolution. Just like they say, no, monkeys, apes evolutionized and we became human. That's how. If I come from the apes, evolution has changed all these things, right? So, like Homo sapiens have evolved so much in their lifetime. So similarly, those are also a category of life that is evolutionizing. When you look at them and think that you are at a bad place, I should say, think again. Think again. And I'm not talking about a religion aspect. If I say, look at that dog, how lucky. He does not have to go to office. He does not have to take the scolding. It does not have to do any work. The master pampers it every day, puts a golden locket around its neck. All it does is bhav bhav, and everything is taken care of. So go become a dog. How can you even not see the good things that is happening to you? Are you are already a human. I don't disregard or degrade anything, but I say they are the path of evolution. They're slowly moving. They will awake. Might be for them, that is the ultimate thing that they have sought, and that's why they are experiencing it. But in your case, the grace has been elaborate. It's not limited. They say, keep on, move. We are there to push you. We are here to pull you. But remember, Tattvamasi. कहीं आपने सुना है ये word? Tattvamasi? In any place? Why? I'll tell you a funny thing. People said, why only you only thought that there could be flying saucers, there could be मन के जरिए बाण चला सकते थे. They can throw a missile just by thought. They can travel to multiple divers. What is this all nonsense that you are talking about? Although the nonsense are coming to true right now. as science is evolutionizing. But they used to say that, what? How can you all think all these things, idiotic things? Then somebody said, we were able to think that. Even you didn't have an idea to think all that. Tell me, idiot, who is the idiot here? Me, who thought all these things, or you, who never thought about it? So the thing is, again, rather than I just sit and complaining by looking at somebody, oh, he's rich, he's established, and all those things that we keep on saying, I should be looking into their lives, what is happening there, or make the best of what I have been given with. क्या सिखाते हो बच्चों को आप? You teach that don't compare yourself. You are the way you are. Do the best that you have. वो हम बच्चों को सिखाते हैं, खुद भूल जाते हैं. Isn't it? So that's what I say. Even why हमने कभी ये नहीं कहा कि कोई हमसे अलग है. We never spoke that language. अरे हमारे 33 करोड़ देवी देवता होने के बावजूद भी हम कहते सब एक है. So there are so many things that I'm being forced to stop to even speak on this. कभी सामने बैठ के पूछना, फिर देखना मैं अगर should not use those languages. So why I'm always worried by seeing something else? Why I cannot look at my own self?
I didn't ask in that way, Mahadev.
Oh, I'm just answering it in a
how
very
is it limiting them
yes.
from
Can you see
achieving
a
the
limited
ultimate? Was my
idea
question.
can, as a limited idea can limit you in your life?
Yes.
But when you have a limitless idea, you can do limitless things. Is it not?
So you're saying they will not be exposed to that kind of thought process. That's all.
Might not be this
Because
time.
of that, yeah.
Might not be this time. But the best part is, see, even in that, you find there are seriously good people available. Those who take care.
Yes.
We all know such kind of people around us. We have all that kind of friends with us.
So many people like that.
So many people. They love us. And we love them as well. You know why?
And it's not like their ideology is also bad. Like, I mean,
no, it is not. It's all about understanding, na?
Have involved the thought process and all that. So that's the reason I got this doubt. Like, how can a religion limit somebody's potential to achieve the ultimate?
Because if I always keep on saying you cannot become God, don't even say that you are God.
Okay. Now I understand what you're saying.
So you will never even, because for you, God will always be a distant thing.
Distant thing, okay.
You cannot even think to reach.
So this is in a sense what is being taught to them, but not as a life or as a possibility.
No. Because there are such
born into
beautiful
a
beings.
religion. Yes, that was my question. That was my question, actually. In the sense, okay, now I got my answer in a way. Like, so my actual question was also related to this. Now that I got the answer, be it Hindu, Muslim, Christian, I don't know. I mean, I'm not talking based on the religion, Mahadev. Like, right from birth, we are only exposed to what our parents show us or what the immediate society we fall into, like where we grow up.
Right.
So we trust. I mean, we always believe that our parents know everything. Because I see my son now, he always thinks I'm a superhero for him. Because he thinks I know the answers for everything. He will be like, okay, you don't know it, mommy will know it. So he'll come to me. So that's when I realized, like, when we grow up, we always think our parents know everything and they're telling us the 100% truth. Be it parent or even our guru, when we go to a school, we are trusting in the teacher and we are going, be in real life to a guru. So, or even if we go to a priest, we ask them, is this an auspicious time to perform a ritual?
Right.
So we are actually trusting them.
Right.
And say that person is really not good at their job. But I have 100% trust. I have 100% trust. I am believing this particular time is auspicious because I have had this discussion. I'm asking this question. So I'm believing in a priest, assuming that he has studied in a Veda school. He knows how to check for an auspicious time. So what he's telling, I'll just believe in it and I'll take it as an auspicious time. I perform my ritual.
Right.
So imagine, according to the science or the Vedic science, whatever, that was not an auspicious time.
Okay.
Who is going to be at loss? The person who 100% believed that that was an auspicious time and performed the ritual with 100% commitment,
Mhm.
or the one who wrongly guided,
Okay.
who is actually going to reap that? Or would there be only benefit to the person who has 100% trusted in the process and done that?
So the answer again goes in the same way. There are ways, there are processes. See, at times, why all these auspicious time and things were shown? So that you know what is the right time to do a certain thing or activity or not. But if somebody is giving you wrong information about that, it is not you who should be at loss. It's the person, because without its knowledge, I will answer in a very simple way. जब चक्रव्यूह में अभिमन्यु गया तो कौन मरा?
He himself died.
Why? Because of half-baked knowledge.
Yeah.
So the person who has a half-baked knowledge and he is guiding you, what will happen to him? He will die like Abhimanyu. Means I say that karma will go to that person. But a being who has completely surrendered, believing that this is what is the truth, this is the right thing, this is the most auspicious time. You know what? It supersedes everything. हमने लास्ट टाइम एक बात कही थी दीपिका जी, राम सीता के भी 36 गुण मिले थे. So it is not only seeing in one sense. It is a thing that when, how you are devoted. एक पत्थर कैसे भगवान बन जाता है? श्रद्धा से ना. एक गाना प्रार्थना कैसे बन जाता है? श्रद्धा से, भक्ति से. एक चावल प्रसाद कैसे बन जाता है? भक्ति और प्रेम से. तो श्रद्धा, भक्ति, प्रेम, विश्वास. These are the staircase. These are the pillars. So when you have devoted, it's just like this. प्रहलाद को याद कर लो. क्या उसने समय देखा था? क्या उसने तिथि देखी थी? क्या उसने जगह देखा था? उसने सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही चीज कहा, मेरा भगवान हर जगह पे. माई गॉड इज एवरीवेयर. तो हिरण्यकश्यप ने क्या कहा? तेरा भगवान इसमें भी है क्या? बोला हाँ, इसमें भी है. What happened? So, what are all these stories, Deepika ji? These stories are the answers to such queries that we might have later on. क्या आपने श्रद्धा और विश्वास के साथ किया है? You have the answer. Your God appears from a pillar. So can't he change that time for you?
That is what, Mahadev, like I have had this question from one of the discussions that was going on with my friend. Like
Right.
she inquired with 3 different priests. They have given different timings. Now she was confused what to follow. So that's when all these things actually came up and started. So I wanted to ask Mahadev, because we always trust that the person knows it, and that's why we are approaching them.
Simple thing, Deepika ji. Either trust on the person or trust on the God. You trust on the God that you know the best time for me, take me there at that time. That's it. क्योंकि मुझे तो वेदों का ज्ञान नहीं है. मुझे वो चर्चा के बारे में नहीं पता. I don't know how the गणना की जाती है. I don't know the mathematics related to that. I don't know the divine geometry. All that I know is you. So you know, if you want to throw me into a pit, you will throw me, but I will still trust in you. And if you make a, what do you say, palace for me, I still trust in you. So what is my doing here? जब आप करता रहते हो तब आप कारण बन जाते हो कुछ भी होने का. जब आप करता ही नहीं रहते वो कारण बनता है. और क्या है? करता करे ना कर सके, शिव करे सो होए. 14 भुवन 9 खंड में शिव से बड़ा ना कोई. So you do what you want to do. विथ हुज नेम यू आर डूइंग। अरे राम के नाम से पत्थर तैर गया, आपका जीवन नहीं तैर सकता? वो छोड़ दो, सिस्टम नहीं चलता राम के बिना।
Yes.
Then you say, okay, this is a 6 GB RAM, this is a 8 GB RAM, this is a 14 GB RAM. So the system performs better. फोन नहीं चलता आपका, लैपटॉप नहीं चलता राम के बिना।
Yeah.
So that's where we come from. That only thing that I can do, you know what? Trust.
Hmm.
There are million ways to be distrusted, but I have only one way to be trusted. That one way is enough. There can be a million wrong directions, but one right direction. There can be million diseases, but one good health. क्योंकि आप नहीं कहते आज मैं बहुत हेल्दी हूं, कल थोड़ा कम हेल्दी था। नहीं, इसका मतलब यू आर सेइंग दैट यू आर नॉट हेल्दी। हेल्थ इज
Hmm.
वन, diseases can be many.
Many. Yeah.
God is one, Swarupas can be many. Atman is one, births can be many. Illusions can be many, but reality is one.
Hmm.
So what do you believe in? या तो आप संसार में हो तो संसार के नियमों में बंधे हो, या तो संसार के परे जो काल के परे है उसके साथ हो। So what do you think? So that should bring enormous peace within me. सर मुझे नहीं पता, I don't know. I just don't know. But I know that you are there. Just like the mother takes care of the baby in the womb. She does, she has not even seen it.
I'm able to do this, but I'm not able to tell to others to do it. I don't know
Why
why.
should you
But
be? See, the
because when I
sun.
had the conversation, she asked me, why didn't you get it checked with multiple people? I said, I have
I am,
informed my Guruji
no,
and
very
I'm
simple.
done with
You
it.
can say,
I
I
told
am
her.
not suffering with any disease that I will need multiple.
Not like that, Madhav.
देखो,
Be-
simple thing is, कबीर ने क्या कहा? कबीर कहता है कि सारे रोगों का दवा है, डाउट का कोई दवा नहीं है।
That's true.
So why do you go for 3 people?
No, they wanted to hire book a priest for their housewarming. One was not available, so they approached the other, and he told a different time. He was very expensive, so she went to a third person, and they told a different time.
ये हुआ ना सच्ची बात।
So she asked me, then how did you fix just like that? I mean, how can you? I said, I informed my Guruji
Very
once they
simple. I
told me
didn't
the
fix
date. I told my
anything.
Guruji, I don't
He
know.
fixed it.
So I couldn't tell that to her like strongly because she's a totally new person to me and I couldn't bring up that conversation. I didn't even know
It's
what
okay.
her life
That's okay.
was like. So yeah.
Yes, you should speak the language that people understand, right?
They were like totally new to me. I didn't know them. So
So
but
that's
I told her that I have to go like an anchor, so I don't have an issue. Whichever time it is, I have informed him and he said okay for me. So I'm not going to ask anybody else. So I'm going ahead with this time. They were like confused. How can you be so sure? Why didn't you inquire? I said I'm fine
because I
with
am
it.
sure that's the answer. I am
I
sure
told
that's
I'm
why I didn't
fine.
inquire. You are
Yeah.
not sure because you have not found the anchor yet.
But then I got this thought like, what will happen to her? Like, because she trusted this person or that person, how will even she choose? I didn't
Do
get
you
this thought
know,
that I
Deepika
should
ji,
tell her,
I'll tell
trust
you
in
one
God.
thing. Tell you in a very simple way. What keeps you at peace and what will not keep her at peace? You know what? When they said, if a cat crosses your street, something bad will happen. Now the cat just crossed its street. उसको उस तरफ जाना था भाई, वो चली गई, बट आपके मन के अंदर वो छोड़ गई। क्यों? क्योंकि आपको किसी ने कहा था कि बिल्ली रास्ता काटे तो दिन खराब, और कुछ भी हो जाए बेचारी बिल्ली के नाम पे आएगा। आपका पैर कहीं लगे या चावल जल जाए, अरे बिल्ली ने रास्ता काटा था इसलिए मेरे पैर में दर्द है, बिल्ली ने रास्ता काटा था चावल जल गया, बिल्ली ने, अरे भाई बिल्ली अपने घर गई, तुम बिल्ली के विचार से मरे जा रहे हो. So can you see, your one thing that has kept you at peace is, I only trust in one thing and I know that that will take care of everything. You are at peace. But they have not found that anchor yet. They're still thinking, अरे ये हो सकता था वो. Now do you think, like, even if they felt like, okay, so this is the thing, this is the right time, if they go there and something happens,
Mm. Mm.
they'll say, oh my God, that means this time is not auspicious, that time was auspicious. It is not about
Mm.
auspicious, it is suspicious that they are worried about. So that's okay. Everybody has their own ways. Everybody
Mm.
might be he is trying to teach them something. He is trying to find a way for them. Might be he is trying to give them a path. Okay, so बहुत घूम लिए, अब रास्ता देख लो. I said no, it keeps on coming, reminding, telling. These are all reminders. क्या, shall I be worried about the 3 times? Or shall I give it all in his hands and sit here quietly? So that gives you peace at yourself.
Mm.
And I choose to be peaceful. Because मेरे लिए इसके शांति से बड़ी शांति कोई नहीं है क्या?
No, finally, that's what matters, no matter
So
whatever is there in life.
are you quiet? Are you happy? Are you centered? Are you भाई जो भी होगा देख लेंगे. Because he is there. That keeps me away from a lot of fights. Because I have stopped fighting from many things. because जरूरत नहीं है. And that gives enormous peace to me.
Okay.
Are you happy? Are you at peace?
Yes.
क्योंकि मेरे से पहले जितने तिथि देख के घर बनाए थे वो सब घर 100 साल के बाद टूट चुके हैं. रावण ने लंका बनाया, वो भी जल गया. उसने तिथि नहीं देखा होगा. रावण से बड़ा ब्राह्मण था क्या कोई? तो तिथि नहीं था, उसके गुण ने उसको जला दिया, उसके विचारों ने उसे जला दिया, उसके कर्मों ने उसे जला दिया. कभी कोई पूछना, मैं आंसर दूंगा. लोग हमेशा कहते हैं ना कि भाग्य बड़ा या कर्म बड़ा. कोई पूछना तो उसका आंसर दूंगा मैं. लोग कहते हैं ना भाग्य में था, मैं तो कर्म कर रहा हूं, नहीं मिल रहा. These are beautiful topics. I mean, so much into this world and that pulls you out of the world again. जड़ से उखाड़ सकते हैं इस ऐसे बातों से, जानते हो. एंड आई लव आंसरिंग दिस. जब कोई लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन लेके आता ना, आई जस्ट लव दैट. बिकॉज दीज आर वेरी लॉजिकल क्वेश्चंस. वो ऐसा कहता है, वो ऐसा कहता है, वो ऐसा क्यों कह रहा है? वेरी गुड. कम. See,
Also, the
illusion.
helplessness of not knowing it, like whom to
Then what
follow,
you
they
should do?
don't want me
Then
to.
what should do? Can you see that helplessness of not knowing it should open my doors to know, rather than keeping me in that space forever. This is an opportunity. Seek. और मैंने कई बार देखा है दीपिका जी, for some people I know in our group, they went through something in their lives and they started learning there for its own. कोई भी कला सीखना हो, it can be healing, it can be vastu, it can be decorating their homes, it can be anything. They didn't find a good one, so they became that. Was it not an opportunity?
Yes.
Hey, wow,
Yes.
what a beautiful thing. मैं वही कहता हूँ ना दीपिका जी, if God has not given you something, don't cry for that. He has created you so that you can give it to the world. What if what he has not given you, you are that what he has given to the world? तब क्या? हम कहते मुझे नहीं मिला. अरे तुझे भेजा है संसार के लिए, तू कर ले, तेरे हाथ में जो दिया है. Right? So Deepika ji, everything that can open the doors, you can shut it down and it can be a door opening for you. जागते सब हैं, समय तो अलग अलग रहता है. Right? That's how it is. But everybody wakes. Okay?
Mahadev, like from first question of Sumaji when you were answering,
Okay.
like whoever is in whichever path, they meet, they go to that loka, you said, right?
Right.
Mahadev, like once the soul detaches from the body, does it actually get that power of recognizing the divine?
Absolutely, because in that space, see, that's what.
If in that
It's
space,
like,
then where
it's like, let me tell you this. Let's say whatever you have studied, you went to give an exam and all those questions came the same way, whatever you have prepared. For you, that question is easy or not?
Easy.
Because whatever you studied, that only came. But let's say there is one friend of yours, whatever he or she studied, it is not there in the exam. For them, it's a tough thing. What does that mean? कि यहाँ पे जो सीखा, when it goes to that space and it is exactly that, it will easily recognize that part.
But like you said, whoever is done a certain practice, they'll go to that loka. So
right. So because based on their practices, it's just like this. There are million places to go in this world itself. Why do you choose to go to Europe? Why you choose to come to India? Why you choose to go to New Zealand? Why you choose to go to Australia, Middle East, whatever space?
We like it.
You like that. So what could be the answer? So that is what we do. Like I have a Ishtadeva, means my liking is towards that God. So what I kept on doing, my liking, I kept on increasing it. And I reached its loka. But there is a slight change in that. What is the slightest change that you should do? I should not desire for the loka of the divinity. I should desire the divine itself. And you see that small little change that changes everything.
That is when you're saying we have the body, right?
Yes, because you know what your body does? It gives you a space to do your sadhana. Some people do, some people waste. आपने बीज देखा हो ना पेड़ का? Seeds are there. Does every seed turn into a tree?
No. And no, Mahadev, like my question is, so just by detaching from the body, the soul will come into a state to recognize the divine, and that loka is that.
It will not.
That's my question.
Yeah. So if
because he's omnipresent, right?
Omnipotent.
So if that's the case, and
where is that other one? So can you unmute? Yeah.
Sorry, Mahadev.
Yeah, please.
So my question is that what is due to the sadhana only we are able to attain a certain state to be able to recognize the divine, right? So why not within the body, and why only after death is my question.
My talks, if you have ever like, जब भी मैं बात करता हूँ, I never speak of going somewhere after your death.
In your session, I understand that, Mahadev.
You should liberate here itself, because it is possible.
Yes, in general, I'm asking, like in general, like Shiva is there by default for everybody, right?
Shiva is everything.
Yes. I mean, when they explicitly say that he's there for you in that last moment when you are on the pyre and burning, and nobody is there, but he is always there. He's waiting for you, like that. So they mention it, right?
Yes.
So that's when I'm saying, like, and that's like a common place for everybody. There, it's not like the only spiritual people are going there. Everybody is going there. So he is right there. My question is, is everybody able to see him? Is everybody able to recognize him? Is everybody able to run towards him at that
Wow.
moment is my question.
The answer is not
Um,
after death. He is right now in front of us. Are we able to recognize that? Are we able to see him? See, while Krishna was running on the soils of Vrindavan, how many people saw Krishna as God?
yeah,
How many
that is
people
my
get realized?
question, Mahadev. Like,
Well, the
what?
thing is, those who have the eyes to see the God, जिनके नेत्र खुल चुके हैं, नेत्र खुल जाने का मतलब ये नहीं आंखें खुल गई. The one who is able to see beyond that physicality and see the play, the drama, the game that it is doing, and yet knowing. You know what? I was listening to a beautiful podcast, not even a podcast, it was a reel. I remember it was Indresh ji, I believe. Very, very wonderful speaker. So he was saying that he was talking about one Leela of Krishna. Okay. बहुत सुंदर बोले हैं वो. So he said that Krishna, when he was lifting the Giri Govardhan with his finger, when he was lifting the Giri Govardhan, all the Gwalbals, all the other Gwalbals, they came with their sticks and they were also holding the mountain under that. So you might have seen in many of the images, you will see like everybody is holding a
Yes.
stick. So Krishna कहता है, अरे, so Krishna says that let me prove that I am the God, because उसने सुबह बचपन से बड़े होने तक हर जगह पे कहा है कि मैं ही भगवान हूँ. राम ने एक बार भी नहीं कहा, और कृष्ण कभी छोड़ता ही नहीं है कि मैं भगवान हूं कहना. वो कहता है, हे देखो देखो मैं भगवान हूं, आज एक उंगली पे मैंने गोवर्धन उठा लिया. I have lifted the Govardhan with one finger, with my little finger. Then all the Gwalbalas, you know what they are saying? They are laughing. Hey, क्या मजाक कर रहा है? The Govardhan is not on your finger, it is on the bamboo that we are holding, the sticks that we are holding. हमने जो बांस लगा रखा है उससे गोवर्धन टिका हुआ है. तू क्या बोल रहा है कि तेरे उंगली से टिका हुआ है? तो कृष्ण कृष्ण है. कृष्ण क्या करते हैं? कृष्ण slowly
He
remove the
starts
hand.
slowed.
So what happens? Again the mountain comes down, all the sticks starts breaking. और सब चिल्लाते, अरे क्या कर रहा है? कान्हा पकड़ ले. What are you doing? Hold it. Then Krishna again holds that. Now do you believe now that I am the one? They said, we believe that Giri Govardhan is on your finger. We believe that we were not holding the Giri Govardhan. But we will never believe that you are God. ये प्रेम है. प्रेम में भगवान नहीं दिखाई देगा. भक्ति में भगवान दिखाई दे सकता है. प्रेम में कभी भगवान दिखाई नहीं देगा, क्योंकि भगवान ही प्रेम है. कैसे दिखेगा? वो कहते तू जो कुछ बोले सब मान जाएंगे. वी आर एबल टू, we'll agree whatever you say, but if you say you are God, we'll not believe that. That was their love towards that. You know why they were not ready to agree to that? Because the moment they say that he is God, they will separate themselves from him.
Distance. Okay.
वो डिस्टेंस बन जाएगा. वो बनाना नहीं चाहते थे. वो कहते तू कुछ भी हो जाए, तू हमारा ही दोस्त है. Whatever happens, you are that. So what is that, Deepika ji? That's what I speak of. I say the divine, if I really understand that everything is divine, where don't I see it? मैं उसे कहाँ ना देखूं, कहाँ ना देख पाऊं? ऐसा कोई जगह है जहां पे वो है नहीं? अगर मैं ये प्रश्न करता हूं कि वो यहाँ है या नहीं, वहां है या नहीं, मेरा प्रश्न एक बार अपने तरफ आना चाहिए. वो कहते हैं ना कि when you point out something, 3 fingers are pointing at you. जब एक उंगली आगे दिखाते हो, 3 उंगली आपके तरफ. व्हाट इज दैट? इट इज नॉट ए रॉन्ग थिंग. वो याद दिला रहे. तो जिसको कहते हैं भगवान वहां है या नहीं है, वो कहता है इधर जो है, इसके बारे में तो एक बार सोच ले. थिंक ऑफ दिस ऑल्सो. हु इज सीइंग? देख कौन रहा है? हु इज द वन हु इज वॉचिंग? हु इज द वन इज क्वेश्चनिंग? कैन यू सी द ड्रामा हियर?
There won't be so many entities at all, no, Mahadev. At that state, like.
There are and there are not. It's just like the dream. When you are seeing the dream, everything is there. But for the person sitting by your side, Let's say you are in Walt Disney in your dreams and you are seeing like you are going on a roller coaster, jumping. I don't know what all you are doing, but the person sitting by your side watching TV. Can you see multiverses appearing at one go for you? You are in another world, he is in another world. Your experience is your experience, his experience is his experience. All that happens is when you wake up. So every one of us is seeing another drama. Everyone is going through another drama. Because you know what? आपने बचपन में देखा तो बाइस्कोप आता था. पक्का याद है ना वो बड़ा वाला. They used to bring that round color, round box. रेवती जी पक्का देखे होंगे, मुंबई में रहते हो तो. वो राउंड बॉक्स लेके आता था, उसमें there will be holes in that, like 6 holes will be there. And then he takes some charges and says, go and look into that. And you look into that and he rolls something and you start seeing the movie in that. The world is just like that. Your eyes are just like those windows through which the divine is seeing different things. मैं अगर एक लाइट के सामने एक छन्नी रख दूं, if I keep a net in front of the light, you see the light will pass through different holes in a different way. And it all appears different, but the light is one. If I put a crystal, and when the crystal is in front of the light, it diversifies it into different colors. Can you see the light is still same because of the object is differentiated? Now, you know what? I feel like we all are like mirrors. We all are like the mirrors of the divine, and it is just reflecting itself through us in the ways it wants to be. But what happens when two mirrors appear in front of each other? Multiple universes get created. जैसे ही आप एक मिरर के सामने दूसरा मिरर को लगा दोगे, वो इन्फिनिटी बन जाता है. उसी तरीके से जब हम एक दूसरे के सामने आते हैं, we create infinite possibilities. And that's how the creation becomes infinite. Because when so many diversified images, mirrors come together, they create infinite things. Infinite thoughts, infinite creations, infinite desires, infinite gods, infinite what all you can call of. That's why we call God is infinite. कैसे होता है ये सब चीजें? How does all these things happen? These are happening. The only thing is, am I able to see that? It's just like this, Deepika ji. I know, let's say I have learned Chinese language and somebody brings something in front of me which is written in Chinese. I would easily read that. But for a person who has never read it, for them, it is still there, but you cannot see it. The divine is still there. Have you learned the language of the divine is my question. Have you learned that art? What changes when you learn a language? The image starts making sense.
Yes.
The image becomes a word.
Meaningful. Yeah.
Right? So what are we doing? Through these satsangs and all these talks, we are learning the language of the divine, so that in every essence, in every speck, I start seeing it. And that's how I am opening my eyes. So, who will see the divine? Those who have opened their eyes already, those who know. Let's say, जैसे हम पूछते थे ना कि शिव एक स्वरूप में आप देखते हो, लेकिन अगर शिव अपना स्वरूप बदल के आपके सामने आ जाए, क्या आप उसे पहचान पाओगे? Will you recognize Shiva if he comes in a different avatar? आप कृष्ण को एक तरीके से देखते हो, अगर कृष्ण रूप बदल के आ जाए, will you be able to recognize Krishna? You will not be able to recognize Krishna, because if you have only known Krishna in the form, but if you have known the essence of Krishna, nothing can stop you from knowing Krishna. Because उसका उस आसपास आ जाना ही आपके भाव बदल देगा. कृष्णा जाके घर के अंदर किसी के बंसी नहीं बजाता था. कृष्णा जंगल में बंसी बजाता, सब भाग के चले जाते थे, जिसको सुना ही देता था. Those who listen to the calling of the divine, they will run towards it. The one who have known the essence of it, they will run towards it. But those who only know one form, they will wait for that one form. क्या आपको लगता है कि जो सबरी थी, उसके पास राम पहले नहीं आए होंगे? इतने युगों में राम एक बार भी नहीं आए, हो ही नहीं सकता. लेकिन उसने राम का एक स्वरूप मन में बसा रखा था. तब जब राम आए, तब इसका उद्धार हुआ. Now just think of, would you like to become like that Sabri who will only stick to one image of Shiva, and then only I will get to know when it comes? Or for me, everything is Shiva, even death. मेरे लिए तो मृत्यु भी शिव है. अब आए मृत्यु, कौन आएगा? So that's what we keep speaking of, people. How well you have. And now look at it. How beautiful it is looking. You can see this. It is the eye that I can see here now. देखो कितना सुंदर देख रहा है. That's how I keep on speaking of all these things, Deepika ji. Those who have awakened, the divine is everywhere. For the sleeping, they are still seeking, searching. But is it bad to seek and search? No, because your seeking and searching opens the doors to seeing it. So all that we can do is we can just simply bless people. We're stating that the grace that has fallen on me, may I just become a vessel through which this grace passes to all. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः. I don't say I should be, मैं सुखी हूं, ये नहीं कहता हूं मैं ये कहता हूं सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मां कश्चित् दुःख भाग्भवेत्. मैं ये नहीं प्रार्थना कर रहा हूं कि मेरे घर में ही बरकत आए, मेरे घर में ही सब अच्छा हो जाए, मैं ही सब बढ़िया हो जाऊं. मैं है ही नहीं. यहाँ सबके लिए प्रार्थना करते हैं. तो जिस दिन उसकी दया आपके ऊपर पड़ गई, जिस दिन आप नाम लेने लग गए, अपने लिए सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने लिए मत लेना, कह देना कि ये नाम जो तूने मुझे दिया है, ये नाम संसार में फैल जाए. May this name just go into this world, and all that are sleeping, may this become an alarm for them, and they wake up to your name. And one fine day, they also start taking your name. And by just taking your name, the grace spreads more and more ignorance goes off, and more happiness springs into this world. I am not the person who has taken a birth in the Kali Yuga. I want to be the one who brings the Satya Yuga back. क्या करोगे? What will you do? Are you the harbinger of that what is going around, or you are the harbinger of the greatest thing that can be done? What do you choose? See, इच्छा शक्ति. What was the first Shakti of Shiva? इच्छा शक्ति. आपकी इच्छा क्या है? भगवान हर बार वही पूछता है, तुम्हारी इच्छा क्या है?
To be of the greater purpose, Mahadev, obviously.
So who can say this? Those who know that there is something called as a greater purpose. जिसको ये बताया ही नहीं गया कि there can be a greater purpose, they will always think of themselves. वो सिर्फ अपने बारे में, क्योंकि the greatest thing that they know is about themselves. Yes or yes? So good. We have so many. I always ask one thing. If you have only one help, is it good? Or if you have 33 crore help, that is good. If one person is by your side, is it good? Or 33 crore people are there with you by your side, is good. Now people will give a tark from us. He said, one Krishna is good or his entire Sena is good. I say, what if the entire Sena itself is Krishna? है ना? So that's why we don't even go into that. See, at times, Deepika ji, allow people to rise up to your level. Always you should not have to bow down. कभी कभी उनको भी मौका दो ऊपर उठने का. हर बार झुक जाए, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Okay. So, but I can still talk a million things about it. Okay. So what else, Deepika ji?
I have absolutely no thought right now, Mahadev.
Beautiful. So that means, you know what?
Different.
That's a good space. Where the divine enters, there is no thing left. Not even me. So be there.
Okay, Mahadev.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahadev. Thank you. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. Deepika.
ओके ये कहाँ भाग गई इतना जोर? अच्छा साक्षी बहुत देर हाथ उठा के हाथ थक गया होगा, वो भाग गई कहीं। चल
सुधा जी please unmute yourself.
प्रणाम गुरुदेव।
प्रणाम सुधा जी।
मेरा बहुत छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है, छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन मैं आज एक ही पूछूंगी।
चलो बहुत अच्छा, पूछ लीजिए।
एक उसमें ये रामायण में आता है, जैसे मम दर्शन फल परम अनूपा, जीव
हम्म।
पावनी सहज स्वरूपा।
यस।
ठीक है, तो अर्जुन ने तो भगवान के सभी विश्व रूप दर्शन किए, चतुर्भुज दर्शन किए, हाँ, दो दो भुजाओं वाले दर्शन किए, उनको पता था ये ईश्वर है, फिर उनका मोह क्यों नहीं दूर हुआ? और फिर हम अपना मोह कैसे दूर करें? थोड़ी देर को आता है असंगो, और उसके बाद फिर हम वहीं घूम फिर के आ जाते हैं।
वेरी गुड। ओके तो यही क्वेश्चन है, ये छोटा नहीं, बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है। इससे
क्वेश्चन
पूरा
तो और
सेशन
भी है,
हो
लेकिन
सकता है।
क्वेश्चन तो और भी है, लेकिन आज एक ही क्वेश्चन पूछूंगी।
तो एक काफी है। ओके सो लेट्स एनालाइज दिस थिंग। जो आपने प्रश्न पूछा है, आपने कहा कि कृष्ण ने राम का, जो कहते हैं ना, राम का एक बार स्वरूप देख लो तो भी बस है, मुक्त हो जाओगे। ठीक है। और दूसरा कहता है कि अर्जुन ने तो कृष्ण का पूरा विश्व रूप देख लिया था, एक
सब
स्वरूप
कुछ
क्या, विश्व
देखा
रूप
था।
देख लिया, उसके बाद भी उसका मोह माया नहीं छूटा।
हम्म,
हम्म। व्हाट इफ, वो कहते हैं ना कि ही मेड यू फॉरगेट दैट। जैसे आप जानते हो ना, शिव की कहानियों में आप देखोगे, सती जल गई, पार्वती को भी फिर से वापस भेजा गया, उन्होंने कितने स्वरूपों में आके फिर सीखा, फिर वापस गए। सो कहीं ना कहीं whenever there is still something learning that is pending, you have to come back. और जब हम बात करते हैं अर्जुन की और कृष्ण की, हम सब जानते हैं कि अर्जुन तो एक बहाना था, बस गीता हमें सुनाना था। बिकॉज कृष्णा's आइडियोलॉजी वॉज सो अमेजिंग। इसीलिए कहते हैं ना कि लोग तीन तरीके के आते हैं, एक समय पे आते हैं, दूसरे समय से पहले आते हैं, तीसरे समय के बाद आते हैं। जो समय से आता है वो समय के साथ जाता है, चला जाएगा कैसे भी। जो समय के बाद आया, ही विल बी बैकवर्ड, मतलब उसको समझ में नहीं आएगा क्या चल रहा है दुनिया में। और जो समय से पहले आया उसे दुनिया नहीं समझ पाएगी। और कृष्ण समय से पहले आ गए थे, उनका जो ज्ञान था, ही स्पोक दैट इन द्वापर, बट द नॉलेज वॉज फॉर कलियुगा। है कि नहीं? आप सोचो, जितना कुछ सिखा है आज तक काम में आ रहा है ना, क्यों? वाई? It's all because he was teaching for this. Now एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेके आते हैं, why could Arjuna not get complete knowledge despite seeing the Vishwarupa of Krishna? आंसर सहज और सरल है। उन्होंने जब कृष्ण का स्वरूप देखा तो एक बार के लिए मान गया कि सब कुछ यही है, लेकिन जब फिर से युद्ध करने गया, ये भूल गया कि सब कुछ वही है। उसके मन में फिर आया कि मैंने तीर चलाया और कर्ण का रथ 2 कदम पीछे हट गया। कैन यू सी? वो फिर से कर्ता बन गया, दृष्टा भाव से उसने दर्शन कर लिए, कर्ता भाव में फंस गया। कृष्ण यहां पे भी यही सिखाना चाहते हैं कि भले ही तूने मेरे दर्शन कर लिए, लेकिन हमेशा याद रखना मैंने क्या सिखाया है। सिर्फ मुझे देख मत, सीख कि मैं ही कर्म हूं, मैं ही करता। अगर तू भी यही सीख गया तो तेरी मुक्ति कोई नहीं रोक सकता। राम सरल है, राम कठोरता से नहीं सिखाते। कृष्ण बड़ा टेढ़ा है। उसे कोई कहते ना कि राम का नाम देखो बिल्कुल सीधे सीधे अक्षर, र भी एक ही सीधा आकार, कृष्ण लिखे तो ही सब टेढ़े टेढ़े हैं। वो खड़ा भी वैसा ही होता है, बात भी वैसे ही करता है, सब कुछ उसके टेढ़े है, बट ही इज अ टिपिकल टीचर। राम को अगर आप देखोगे ना, राम ने क्या सिखाया हमको, व्हाट इज द रियल टाइम लर्निंग दैट वी लर्न फ्रॉम राम। राम से सबसे अच्छी बात सीखने वाली बात यह थी सुधा जी, राम के जीवन में इन हिज लाइफ व्हाट एवर हैपेंड, ऑल हैपेंड अकस्मात हुआ है, एक्सीडेंटली एवरीथिंग हैपेंड इन हिज लाइफ। आप देखो, बचपन में पैदा नहीं होना था, यज्ञ करवा के पैदा हुए। सेकेंड थिंग, बचपन में गुरुकुल जाना था, जाते जाते राक्षस रास्ते में मिले, पढ़ाई करने जा रहे थे, युद्ध करना पड़ा। अच्छा, युद्ध करके घर लौट रहे थे, विवाह अटेंड करना पड़ा, शादी हो गई, कभी देखे ही नहीं थे उनको पहले, नेवर मेट हर, नेवर आस्क्ड हर, but still he had to marry. And not only alone, all the other three brothers also have to get married. There was no reason that they would get married. अकस्मात है, accidental. Then क्या होता है, he has to become the king. Accidentally he goes to the forest. He has to send. अकस्मात मतलब जो प्लानिंग है, बिल्कुल कुछ भी उसके जीवन में प्लानिंग के हिसाब से हुआ ही नहीं है। जंगल में कहता है ठीक है, मेरे पिताजी ने कहा है मैं जाऊंगा, लक्ष्मण कहता है मैं भी जाऊंगा। दिस इज नो प्लानिंग। जहां जहां देखो सब बिना प्लानिंग का ही हुआ है उसके जीवन में। जंगल में जाता है, रावण उसकी पत्नी को उठा ले गया, फिर जाते उसको युद्ध करते, बानरों के साथ दोस्ती होती है। कभी सोचे थे राम जाके बानरों के साथ दोस्ती करेंगे, अकस्मात। सो ऑल दैट इन हिज लाइफ यू सी is all like random things that has happened in his life, because वो पुरुषोत्तम है। वो कहता है कि जीवन में जो तुम सोचोगे वैसा ही होगा, वो गलत है। ये राम की चिंताधारा, ये राम का सीख है कि जीवन कैसे भी आए, तू एक ही चीज याद रखना, कोई मुझे राम भगवान इसलिए नहीं कहता कि मैं सिर्फ विष्णु का अवतार हूं, मुझे राम भगवान इसलिए कहते हैं कि इतने सारे विडंबनाओं के बाद, इतने सारे परिस्थितियों के बाद मैं बदला नहीं, मैं अपने अडिग टिका रहा मेरे स्वरूप में। राम नेवर चेंज हिमसेल्फ बेस्ड ऑन द सिचुएशन, ही वाज ऑलवेज द सेम एज इज। इसलिए राम सराहनीय है, उसने सिखाया सरल रूप से कैसे जीवन को जीते हैं। कृष्ण कहता है सब कुछ देख ले, सब कुछ मेरा किया कराया है, या तो उसके नियम से चल या तो मुझे देख के सीख ले कि तू कुछ भी करता है, सब कुछ करने वाला मैं ही कारण हूं। सो आपके पास भी जीवन जीने के शैलियां हैं, आप बिल्कुल राम की तरह जी सकते हो कि जो है सब तेरी मर्जी का है, वो राम का है, वो रास्ता राम का है। कृष्ण कहता है सब कुछ मैं ही हूं, सिर्फ मेरी मर्जी नहीं, जो तू झेल रहा है वो भी मैं ही हूं, जो देख रहा है वो भी मैं ही हूं, जो दिख रहा है वो भी मैं ही हूं। सो एवरीथिंग दैट इज इट्स ऑल मी, मैं हूं ही नहीं मीन्स यू विल नो मोर बी देयर। मतलब कृष्ण का रास्ता है करता रहेगा ही नहीं, राम का मार्ग है सब कुछ तू करता है। मीन्स वन वे इज सरेंडरनेस, द सेकेंड वे इज एक्सेप्टेंस कंप्लीटली। ये दो बिल्कुल सहज उपाय हैं, या तो कंप्लीट सरेंडर कर लो या तो कंप्लीटली एक्सेप्ट कर लो, दीज आर बोथ द वेज। लेकिन कृष्ण को देखे, फिर आए, फिर कहे मेरे बाण चलाने से, दैट मीन्स कहीं ना कहीं अभी भी कुछ बाकी रह गया है। क्यों? सुन तो लिए, समझे नहीं, देख तो लिए, जाने नहीं, किसी ने बता तो दिया लेकिन माने नहीं। I never saw that in true essence. I never felt it as an experience. I never saw it the way it is beyond what is being seen. तो मार्ग क्या होना चाहिए? मार्ग कोई भी चुन लो आप, लेकिन जिस दिन आपके मन से कर्ता भाव निकल गया, there is no more left देयर इज नथिंग लेफ्ट आउट। जरूरत भी नहीं है सुधा जी कि भगवान स्वयं आपके सामने आया नहीं आया, क्योंकि जिस दिन करता नहीं रहा वो सब कुछ बन जाता है। जंगल को देखा है आपने ना, कौन जाके वो पेड़ पौधे लगाते हैं बताओ? जंगल इज द ग्रेटेस्ट एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कंप्लीट एक्सेप्टेंस। सब कुछ अपने आप होता है। सो जो आपका दूसरा प्रश्न था कि कभी कभी मन में आता है, ठीक है, असंगो निर्विकल्पो निराकार रूपो, द वेरी नेक्स्ट मोमेंट बिल देना है, पैसे लाना है, ये भरना है, पानी लेके आना है। सो व्हाट टू डू विद दैट? क्या किया जाए ऐसे चीजों को? क्योंकि मैं तो संसार में हूं, परिस्थितियां वैसी, लाइक ऑल दिस थिंग्स विल कीप ऑन हैपनिंग टू मी, हाउ शुड आई फाइंड माई पाथवे? है ना, यही क्वेश्चन है ना।
क्वेश्चन ये भी था और गुरुदेव ये भी था, ये तो चलो सांसारिक चीजें होंगी, जैसे मोह वाली चीज बताई मैंने। मोह में हमें क्या करें कि आपको ये मोह हो ही ना, उससे कैसे बाहर निकले?
बहुत सुंदर है। मोह हो ही ना, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता। वो मोह
उससे
को
बाहर कैसे
किससे
निकले?
लगाते हो, ये चूजिंग आपके हाथ में है।
लगाते नहीं, वो अपने आप लगता है, फिर आप क्या करोगे?
तब क्या करना, तो देखना, अगर जैसे बच्चे को आपने खेलने के लिए बाहर छोड़ा, अगर बच्चा सही जगह पे खेलता है तो आप कुछ नहीं कहते, अगर गलत जगह पे खेलता है
तो उसको डांटते बताते हैं, भाई बाबा
तो
साहब
आपके अंदर का जो बच्चा है, अगर वो गलत जगह पे जाके मोह लगाता है तो क्या करना चाहिए?
तो उसको कंट्रोल करना चाहिए।
मोहन से ज्यादा सुंदर कोई हो सकता है? उसका नाम ही मोहन है। बुलाओ उसको, बोलो भाई एक काम कर, ये जो मोह ये सारे चीजों में लग रहा है ना, एक बार दिखाई दे दे भाई, ताकि नशा ऐसा चढ़े कि और कहीं जाऊं ना। और दिखाई देना है तो मुझे तेरा विश्व रूप नहीं देखना प्रभु, मुझे पता है तू विश्व है, मुझे तो वो स्वरूप दिखा दे जिसको देखने के बाद विश्व ही ना रहे। मैं अर्जुन नहीं, मैं अर्जुन नहीं हूं, ना ही मुझे अर्जुन बनना है। मेरा मार्ग सिर्फ एक है, एक ऐसे एक बार प्रकट हो जा कि तुझ में समा जाओ। बाकी रहा ये दुनिया के मोह का जो ड्रामा चल रहा है ना, ये तब तक चलता रहेगा जब तक तू नहीं आता, और इसका कारण तू है, तू संभाल। क्योंकि माया तो तेरी ही है ना, तो तू संभाले। मैं तेरा हूं, माया तेरी है। सो whom you want to entangle, देखो इसी को कहते हैं ना कि जैसे यशोदा ने कृष्ण के कमर में रस्सी बांध ली थी और कृष्ण अटक गए। सोचो वो कौन सी रस्सी होगी जिससे कृष्ण अटक गए थे? क्या वो सच में ये धागे वाली रस्सी होगी, या प्रेम का रस्सी था जिससे कृष्ण अटक गए? तो हम भी यही कहते हैं, तेरे पास माया है, मेरे पास तेरे लिए प्रेम है। देखना ये चाहता हूं कि तेरी माया जीतती है या मेरा प्रेम। अब बताओ, एक बार ये क्वेश्चन पूछ के देखो अपने अंदर, अगर रो नहीं दोगे तो फिर बात करें कि भगवान तू हो सकता है और माया तेरी हो सकती है, मैं तो बस भक्त हूं और मेरा तेरे लिए सिर्फ प्रेम है। अब अगर द्वंद्व करना चाहे तो कर ले, और चाहे तो जिता दे अपनी माया को और हरा दे मेरे प्रेम को। वो तेरे हाथ में है, मेरे हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है। द ओनली थिंग दैट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन लव यू, दैट्स इट। वो कहते हैं ना कि किसी ने कहा कि शिव का बड़ा एक भक्त हुआ, और पार्वती एक दिन कहते हैं कि शिव को कि इतना बड़ा भक्त है, बेचारा इतना प्यासा घूमता है, दरिद्र होके घूमता है, कुछ दे क्यों नहीं देते? तो शिव मुस्कुराते हैं और पार्वती को कहते हैं, जाके उसे कह दे कि जब समय होता है तब बारिश होती है, जब समय होता है तब बारिश होती है, व्हेन इट इज टाइम देन ओनली इट विल रेन। तो पार्वती कहते हैं इससे क्या होगा ना, तू जाके बोल तो उसे, किसी भी तरीके से मैसेज पहुंचा दे उसे। सो पार्वती स्वरूप बदल के आते हैं और उसे बताने के लिए कि तू इतना लाइक यू आर फॉलोइंग शिवा फॉर सो लॉन्ग टाइम बट देयर इज अ मैसेज दैट आई वांट टू पास ऑन टू यू। उसने कहा क्या? उसने कहा कि जब समय होता है तभी बारिश होती है। तो जो भक्त था वो हंसने लगता है, बोला ये मेरे प्रभु ने कहा है? तो कहते हैं हाँ। तो ये कहता है कि एक मैसेज मेरा उन तक पहुंचा देना, पास ऑन दिस मैसेज टू हिम। वो कहते क्या? ना भले ही जब समय हो तब बारिश होता है, मैं चातक हूं, तब तक मुंह खोले के रखूंगा जब तक बारिश नहीं होती। अब बताओ भगवान कितना दिन बारिश रोके? तेरा जब समय होगा तू अपना बारिश कर लेना, मैं तो चातक हूं, मैं तेरे तरफ ही देखता रहूंगा और देखता हूं कब तक तू बारिश नहीं करता। एंड यू नो ट्रूली Chatak is a bird that never drinks water from any river, pond or anything. It will never drink water. ये उसकी साधना है। It will only wait for the rain, and when the rain happens, that first drop falls onto his beak, and that is all that it drinks. क्या साधना है देखो। और कभी आपने चातक पक्षी का साउंड सुना है आपने? Have you heard the sound of चातक? If you go into the Himalayan ranges, at times you might hear it. You know how the sound comes? It comes like प्यासा हूं, प्यासा हूं, प्यासा हूं, प्यासा हूं. It is kind of sound it makes. क्या कह रहा है? प्यासा हूं, प्यासा हूं, प्यासा हूं. किसके लिए कहता है? वो जाप कर रहा है ऊपर की तरफ देखे. It is looking upwards and saying to its God, I am just thirsty, I am thirsty, I am thirsty, I am thirsty, I am thirsty. ये उसका मंत्र है. और वो क्या कहता है? जब समय होगा तब बारिश होगा. ये कहते हैं तब तक मैं प्यासा रहूंगा. क्या साधना है बताओ? What kind of साधना can that be? हम कहते हैं कि बुद्धि नहीं होती, ठीक है, उसके पास बुद्धि नहीं होगी, उसके पास भक्ति है। उसके पास शक्ति नहीं होगी, उसके पास प्रेम है, और प्रेम से बड़ा शक्ति हो ही नहीं सकता। तो क्या करोगे सुधा जी जब मन यहां से वहां चला जाता है? कुछ नहीं करना। अगर उस समय आपको ध्यान भी आ जाता है कि मेरा मन यहां से वहां चला गया, तब भी एक क्षण के लिए रुकना और देखना, अच्छा इतनी बुद्धि तो तूने दे दी है कि मुझे पता चल रहा है कि यहां से वहां गया। द मोमेंट यू थिंक दिस, अगेन यू आर कनेक्टेड बैक। अलग हो ही नहीं सकते। एवरीथिंग इज ए रिमाइंडर, एवरीथिंग इज ए गेटवे। वो कहते हैं ना कि जितने बार तू परीक्षा लेगा ना, मैं रास्ते ढूंढ ही लूंगा तेरे तक पहुंचने का। दैट्स माई वर्क। यू आर हाइडिंग, आई एम सीकिंग। तू कहां छुपना चाहता है छुप ले, मैं ढूंढ के रहूंगा। और कब तक? जब तक तुझे ना ढूंढ लो तब तक ढूंढता रहूंगा। किस खेल में मजा आता है? आपने देखा है ना सुधा जी, जब बचपन में खेलते थे छुपा छुपी, छुपने में तो मजा आता था, लेकिन ढूंढने में और मजा आता था, क्योंकि जब किसी को पकड़ते थे ना तो वो बोलते थे पकड़ लिया। हम भी वही करते हैं, बोला तू छुप, यू गो एंड हाइड, लेट मी सीक। क्योंकि मुझे पता है जिस दिन तुम्हें पकड़ूंगा ना बड़ा मजा आएगा। देखता हूं तू कहां छिप सकता है मुझसे। बहुत युगों तक छिपा मुझसे तू, अब की बार नहीं। या तो मैं इस पार नहीं, या तो तू उस पार नहीं। ढूंढ के रहूंगा। व्हाट इज दैट? द फर्स्ट लॉ, इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति। इच्छा शक्ति ही क्रिया शक्ति कर देती है। अगर मेरी इच्छा यह है कि मैं तुझे ही पाऊं, तो मेरी क्रियाएं कैसी होंगी? My actions will always follow my desires. And that's how I will move towards you, because I have changed my desires and my actions changed. और बाकी तू जाने, तेरी माया जाने। सुधा जी सबसे सरल उपाय, एक ही लाइन में बोलना चाहता हूं, सबसे सरल उपाय, कभी भी ऐसे चीजें आए, याद रखना, जैसे वो आपके साथ खेले आप उसके साथ वैसे ही खेलो।
तो गुरुदेव ये ठीक नहीं है कि हम उसको ढूंढे, अब हम बैठे, अब तुम मुझे ढूंढो, ये ठीक नहीं है क्या? हमने बहुत ढूंढ लिया। हाँ?
फिर हो सकता है, बिल्कुल हो सकता है, क्यों नहीं, कि हम यहाँ बैठ गए, अब तू आ, हम बहुत ढूंढ लिए तेरे को, तू आ,
अब
स्टिल इट
ढूंढ।
विल कम, स्टिल इट विल कम, लेकिन अपने मर्जी से आता है
हाँ, वो आएगा अपनी मर्जी से।
है ना? तो
हम
बोलता है,
उसको
वो कहता है नहीं, उसको नहीं जानते सुधा जी, आप हमेशा भगवान को ना, अगर आप कृष्ण की तरह देखें ना, आपका जीवन सुमधुर हो जाता है। मीन्स वो नीरस नहीं रखने देता आपके लाइफ को, वो यही कहता है, अच्छा तू बैठा है, मैं भी देखता हूं कितना देर बैठता है। इट इज ए प्लेफुल थिंग। तो वही करना, जैसे शिव से ये सारे सीखते हो ना कि संसार में रहते हुए भी संसार में कैसा रहना चाहिए, कृष्ण से सीखना चाहिए कि प्रेम कैसे करना चाहिए। वो खेलता उसी के साथ है जो उसके साथ खेलता है। तो आई से व्हाई नॉट, व्हाई नॉट। एक सुंदर घटना अभी घटी है सुधा जी, मैं बताना चाहता हूँ। सो पीपल आर हियर, होपफुली एवरीबडी इज अवेक, नॉट स्लीपी, बिकॉज दिस माइट टेक यू ऑल ऑफ, सारे लोगों को जागृत कर दे ये बात। I would like to give it a title, a name to that. ये नाम कुछ अजीब है, like its name is like, it's like the time when the goddess cooked the food for me. ऐसा समय जब देवी ने स्वयं मेरे लिए खाना बनाया। ये घटना सिर्फ 5 दिन पहले की है, जब देवी ने स्वयं खाना बनाया। क्या सुनना पसंद करोगे? हुआ क्या था? ये कैसे हो गया कि एक देवी आके खाना बना के जाए हमारे लिए? सुंदर घटना है, सुन लेना। मैं कहता हूं ना कि जो भक्त है उसके लिए सब कुछ भगवान है। जो भक्त है उसके लिए सब कुछ भगवान है। वो सरल, उसका भगवान सरल। घटना मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि एज यू ऑल नो, द मदर दैट आई हैव, फिजिकली शी इज ग्रोइंग ओल्ड। जैसे शरीर टूटने लगता है, एज द बॉडी बिकम्स वीकर एंड वीकर, यू डोंट even feel to cook the food and all those things. Okay, अष्टमी का दिन था, यही चैत्र नवरात्र का अष्टमी का दिन था। She said, I will do one thing, we'll just prepare खिचड़ी। And okay, खिचड़ी बना। So what kind of khichdi you want to make? So khichdi can be made in a very delicious way. Many ingredients can go into that. But she wanted to do it in a very simplified way. She said, ये जो खिचड़ी बनेगा, we will only put 5 ingredients to that. I said, what are the 5 ingredients? Rice, salt, cashew, किशमिश, हल्दी, हाँ थोड़ा दाल। ऐसे ये कौन सा खिचड़ी बनेगा? खिचड़ी थोड़ा, अगर खिचड़ी, if खिचड़ी is to be made, something delicious should be by its side. She said, I cannot do it today, I just want to cook खिचड़ी। I said, okay, ठीक है, no problem, go ahead. On that day, my elder sister's daughter was also there, ठीक है? So I went to do the puja, and I did I was doing the homam along with my brother. Once it was completed, I was doing the aarti. Once the aarti was completed, I saw that they were cooking it. They're cooking the food. So I asked them, who is cooking the food? Because there are 2 people standing there, my mother and my elder sister's daughter. So I said, who is cooking the food today? Both laughed. Because I don't know, like 2 people are needed to cook a khichdi at least. If I cook, I might need 10. But those people, those who have experience, they don't need 2 people to just create a khichdi. So I was just like, on a lighter note, I said, who is cooking it? I left. And to be true, I was thinking आज क्या खाने को मिलेगा, खाली खिचड़ी? अष्टमी के दिन तूने यही किया है? That was my question. Even without knowing, when I was doing Aarti, I don't know from where this thought just dropped in. I was thinking, khichdi. Just this one word. Then I said, सुधा जी देखो कैसे मन खींचता है ना. You know what I said in that moment? आरती कर रहा हूं, word आया खिचड़ी. I said, खिचड़ी खाना पड़ेगा. तुझे भी खाना पड़ेगा. It's not only me, you will also have to eat that today. That was my thought. And Sudha ji, that day when everything like the process was done and we sat down for lunch. By looking at the khichdi, I was thinking, what should I do? Only khichdi, no item by its side. And by looking at it, that khichdi looked so pale. I thought like how she might have ate this today. But the moment I took one ball of rice and put it into my mouth, I could not believe what I was eating. Because what I am seeing and the taste that is happening in the tongue is like, I cannot compare it. And to be true, I have never eaten anything with this tongue that tasty. I am asking my brother, is this basmati rice? He said, no, this is normal rice. Well, then how come this smell is coming from that? From where did this smell is coming from that? How come this can be so tasty? यकीन नहीं करेंगे सुधा जी, मैं थाली चाट के खाया हूं. A few drop of rice fell down. I took that and ate it. It was so tasty. I did not wanted to lose out on one thing. And I was thinking, how can this happen? This is so tasty. The very next moment, my elder sister's daughter told something. She said, in my home, she did not knew all these things. This is all going within me, okay? The very next thing she says is in their home, means my elder sister's mother-in-law always thinks, how come you are able to cook so well? It takes so much of time for us to cook. You are cooking so fast. Devi must be cooking, standing by your side and cooking the food. That's why the food is happening so easily and so nicely. And that very moment, I could see the smiling face of the goddess. And that very moment, something happened within me and it whispered, Kaisa laga khichdi? How was the khichdi? And I was all goosebumps. I said, oh my goodness. It is you who cooked it. And I was asking, Khana kaun bana raha hai? Kaun banaya hoga? Who would have cooked that food? I have tasted the food of my mother's hand. She has made khichdi for thousands of times. I have ate it. But that khichdi is not that khichdi. The taste, I still brag about that. I said, if you give me another pot full of that, I will gulp it down. क्योंकि जो दिखाई दे रहा है और जो अंदर हो रहा है, वो दोनों बिल्कुल अतुलनीय है. Absolutely different. What would you do in such cases, Sudha ji? क्या करोगे? क्या मैं ये सोचूं, अरे आरती करते समय मेरे मन में खिचड़ी का स्वाद, खिचड़ी क्यों मन में आया? No, I don't go into those questions itself. I simply ask, मुझे दिया है ना, तेरे को भी खाना पड़ेगा. And my goodness, can you see how it takes care of every single thing? और उस दिन I was like, I just went back to the temple. I just raised my hand in front of her. I said, sorry. मेरे वजह से तुझे खाना बनाना पड़ा. And I could see all that smile, and it says, like as if she is whispering, अपनी माँ से इस माँ को अलग क्यों कर देता है? What would I call all these things? A story, a imagination, a creation of my mind, or I just want all of you to become emotional. That's why I'm telling this story. Or I want to create that hustle within you that, oh, it can be happening. No, I am not doing it with any other intention. I just experience it. I want to share my experience. That's it. What you think is your problem. What I experience is my experience. And for me, I am so happy. She not only came, she cooked for me. She is taking care of that also. What should I be worried about? What should be that space? तो सुधा जी, संसार आता है, लेकिन संसार के साथ करते क्या हो आप? मैं क्या करता हूं? जब संसार आता है, मैं संसार में भगवान को भर देता हूं। और लोग क्या करते हैं? जब भगवान आता है, उसमें संसार को भर देते हैं। है ना? इसका मतलब क्या है? भगवान के पास जाते हैं और संसार के सारे चीजें मांगने लगते हैं। तो उसने क्या किया? जब भगवान के सामने गए, संसार को भर दिए। हम क्या करते हैं? जब संसार आता है, हम उनको भर देते, बोले आ जाओ, हम अकेले क्यों, तुम भी साथ चलो। खिचड़ी हम अकेले नहीं खाने वाले, आपको भी खाना है। और देखो कितना मस्त आइडिया था। अब खुद को खाना है तो अच्छा बनाना ही पड़ेगा। और हमारे जरिए अगर संसार को देखना है तो अच्छा बनाना ही पड़ेगा। इट इज नो मोर माई कुकिंग, इट्स योर कुकिंग नाउ। All that I do is now I sit and enjoy the khichdi of life. जीवन भी खिचड़ी की तरह ही है ना? So let's enjoy the khichdi. Let her cook it. I will sit and just gulp it down. And trust me, Sudhaji, it is like, वो कहता हूं ना, किसी ने अगर अमृत चखा होगा तो वो चखना चाहिए था। वो कहेगा these are the both the two the similar things. तो मानो स्वयं देवी अन्नपूर्णा आके खाना बना दी हो आपके लिए आज। धन्य हो गए हम, हैं? मैं वही कहता हूँ, भाई तुझे कितने लोग खिलाए होंगे, तूने हमें खिला दिया, और क्या कहें हम। हाँ भाई, हम ऐसे ही है, वो ऐसे ही है, हम ऐसे ही है। हमको कुछ नहीं आता है, बट हमको यही आता है। और अगर ये सही नहीं है, वो आपका प्रॉब्लम, मेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। I just think of if that happens to you, how would that be? You will be having doubts, you will be having questions, you will be having queries, you'll be seeing the world, you will be worried that nothing remains. कुछ बाकी नहीं रहेगा। दया की न होती जो आदत तुम्हारी, तो सूनी ही रह जाती ये दुनिया सारी।
अगला क्वेश्चन गुरुदेव हमारा यही था, आपने बिना उसके आंसर दे दिया। उस दिन साक्षी ने जो पूछा था आपसे, उसने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि ये बताइए, जैसे सुधा आंटी ने अपना एक्सपीरियंस बताया था कि एक कन्या आई, उसने चुन्नी उड़ाई। हाँ, तो वो सच में हमारा एक्सपीरियंस था, क्योंकि वो जो उसने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, मैंने भी अपने मन में क्वेश्चन किया कि माँ आप सचमुच में आई हो या ये मुझे बेवकूफ बना रही। सच में मैंने ऐसे ही सोचा। तब उन्होंने कहा कि गुड़ नहीं खिलाओगे क्या? हाँ, तो वो मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस था। उसको दूसरा कैसे ले रहा, क्या ले रहा है, उसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकते। तो अपने एक्सपीरियंस को हम ही जान सकते हैं। जैसे आज मैं ये आपसे पूछना चाहती थी कि उसमें जो रियलिटी है और इमेजिनेशन है, उसमें लाइन जो होती है ना, उसको कैसे वो करें। आपने आज शुरू से आखिरी तक इसके ही जवाब दे दिए। धन्यवाद करते हैं। क्लियर हो गया आज बिल्कुल। थैंक
धन्यवाद
यू।
सुधा जी, आपके ये प्रश्न के जरिए ये बातें सामने आई, उसके लिए हम आपका धन्यवाद करते हैं। कि
ये
इज
बातें तो सामने,
बिकॉज ऑफ, वो कहते हैं ना कि ये आप लोगों के वजह से है कि इतनी सुंदर घटनाएं सामने आ पाती हैं। तो आप कितने सुंदर हुए होंगे।
ये तो सामने आनी ही चाहिए थी। आपने छुपा के क्यों रखी थी?
नहीं नहीं सुधा जी, मैं वही कहता हूं, मैं छुपाता नहीं हूं, मैं बस बोल देता हूँ। क्योंकि हाँ, कभी कभी ये होता है कि कुछ चीजें वो समय पे आ जाती हैं।
समय पे आ जाती, ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाती है जैसे वो।
भाई सच में, अगर मेरा बस चलता ना, आप लोग वहां होते तो एक एक गोले मुंह में खिला ही देते, बोले खा लो, समझ में आ जाएगा कि भगवान जब खाना बनाए तो कैसे बनाता है।
नहीं, आपने एक बहुत बहुत इतने अच्छे से कोई नहीं समझा सकता। जैसे आपने कहा जब मोह हो तो क्या करना चाहिए, तो उसकी तरह मोड़ दो कि तुमसे सुंदर कौन हो सकता है, तो मोह अपने आप उधर चला जाएगा। ये जो अंदर चलता है ना, इसका इतना क्लियर आपने जवाब दिया, थैंक यू गुरुदेव।
शायद खाने का असर होगा, अच्छी अच्छी बातें निकल रही है मुंह से, और क्या।
यहाँ से कैसे हटे हैं वाकई।
थैंक यू सुधा जी,
थैंक
धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sudha ji. Siddharth, please unmute yourself.
कृतार्थ जी,
प्रणाम गुरु जी।
प्रणाम।
Thank you for your answer, but it again created counter question. मैं और कैसे, वही एक सवाल है
आप और कैसे?
कि yes, because this had appeared in front of me multiple times, about which I have told you.
यस,
कुछ चीजें गाइड भी की है कि ये कराओ, वो मत करो,
राइट।
एंड फाइनली, और हमारी गुरु परंपरा में क्या ये संभव है कि गृहस्थ भी ये सब कुछ कर सकते हैं या नहीं, सिर्फ वो बड़ी बड़ी प्रोसेस ही है हमारी गुरु परंपरा में?
देखो कृतार्थ जी, जो परंपरागत रिचुअल्स के हिसाब से जाते हैं ना,
हम्म
उनके बीच में जो रिश्ता बनता है वो देवता और भक्त का बनता है, या तो
हम्म
देवता और पूजक का बनता है, मीन्स पुजारी
हम्म
और देवता।
हम्म
जो पुजारी है वो देवता को रिचुअलिस्टिक वे से पूजा करता है, वो उनका
हम्म
रिलेशन है, दैट्स गुड।
हम्म
लेकिन एक दूसरा रिलेशन भी है, बिकॉज ऑलवेज योर रिलेशनशिप आर मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन द रिचुअल्स। जैसे आपने कहानी सुनी होगी कि जब विष्णु शिव की पूजा कर रहे थे, 1008 कमल जब चढ़ाने वाले थे, तो एक कमल गायब कर दिया गया था। सो उन्होंने क्या कहा, मैं तो कमल नेत्र हूं, मुझे कमल नयन कहा जाता है, तो उन्होंने अपनी आंखें देने की कोशिश की। वो क्या था? दैट वॉज ए रिचुअल। बट भाव क्या थे? व्हाट वाज दैट भाव? मैं समर्पित कर देता हूं। जैसे आपने कथा सुनी होगी वाम खेपा की। वाम खेपा जो थे, नहीं सुना आपने?
नहीं
ठीक
सुनी।
है, वाम खेपा के बारे में सुनो, उसको तारा का बेटा कहते थे। वाम खेपा मतलब तारा का बेटा, मतलब तारा
हम्म
मतलब देवी काली।
हाँ
देवी काली के गोद में जो सोता था उसका नाम है वाम खेपा।
हम्म
और कोई 500 1000 साल पुराने योगी नहीं है वो। ही वॉज इन द 1800s।
हम्म
मतलब 100 साल पुरानी बात ही बात कर रहा हूं मैं।
हम्म
सो दैट वॉज वाम खेपा। वो उसके साथ रिलेशन क्या बनाते हो आप? देखो, कर्म मार्ग में, कांड मार्ग में, मुझे कर्म कांड के मार्ग में जब जाओगे तो रिचुअल्स क्या सच में हम कर सकते हैं? हमें उतनी
नहीं,
क्षमता है? क्या
नहीं
हम
है।
सच में वो सारे चीजें लाके उसकी सेवा कर पाएंगे
नो।
जितने विधियों के हिसाब से बताई गई हैं? नहीं कर सकते। मेरे पास सामर्थ्य नहीं है, मेरे पास सामग्री नहीं है। क्या नहीं है? मेरे पास सामर्थ्य नहीं है, मेरे पास सामग्री नहीं है। मेरे पास सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही चीज है, मैं हूं। और ये मैं संपूर्णता से तुझे अर्पित करता हूं कि तू भले ही मुझे अपना बालक मान और तेरे ममता से भर दे। आपने देखा होगा जब काली का जब सीरियल चला था, तब एक वो जब क्रोधित होके भाग रही थी, एक बार उनके उनको रोकने के लिए शिव को लेटना पड़ा था जमीन पे। एक बार एक छोटे बालक ने बुल पगल पलट के बुला लिया माँ, और वो रुक गई। क्या पता था ये सारी चीजें? देवी भले ही कितने उग्र स्वरूप की हो, फिर भी मातृत्व उनमें है। उनका कोर, हर कोर इज मदरहुड, हर कोर इज लव। And if you create that connection with her, do you really need all those rituals? देखो कृतार्थ जी, बचपन से मैंने जितने रिचुअल्स किए ना, द काइंड ऑफ प्रोसेसेस एंड थिंग्स दैट आई हैव डन, इतना मैं भूल चुका हूं जितने लोग आज तक किए नहीं है। बट अल्टीमेटली आई केम टू ए रियलाइजेशन that by creating that goddess there, I can always worship her. But by becoming her kid, I can embrace her. समझ में आया डिफरेंस क्या है? जो पुजारी है वो देवता को गले नहीं लगा सकता। जो बच्चा है वो तो माँ के गोद में भी जाके लेट जाए। तो आप क्या करना चाहते हो?
गोद में लेटना ही ठीक
है ना?
वही
इसीलिए
ऑप्शन बेटर है।
द बेस्ट थिंग इज सरेंडरनेस, कि आई डोंट नो द वेज, आई डोंट नो द प्रोसेस, गाइड। और कुछ ना कुछ तो रिश्ता होगा ना कृतार्थ जी, नहीं तो इतने सारे इंडिकेशंस क्यों आ रहे हैं? और बार 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 आप मुझे वही क्यों पूछ रहे हो, और मैं बार बार चुप क्यों रह रहा हूं? द ओनली रीजन बिहाइंड दैट इज कृतार्थ जी, आई सेड फाइंड इट, fall in love with it so much that nothing stops you after that. अब मैं वही कहता हूं, अब तेरे शरण में हूं, तू चाहे मार दे या तार दे, तेरे हाथ में है। और इसीलिए तेरा नाम तारा है। तू मारती नहीं है, तू तार देती है, इसीलिए तेरा नाम तारा है। एंड दैट्स वेयर आई सरेंडर। इससे सरल उपाय नहीं। मित्र गलती करे तो मित्र रुष्ट हो सकता है। आपने वो जब भजन गाते हैं ना, तो वो भजन में गाते हैं, हमने सुना है कि पूत कपूत सुने हैं लेकिन माता नहीं कुमाता। मतलब पुत्र कुपुत्र हो सकते हैं लेकिन माता कुमाता नहीं हो सकती।
देवी अपराध क्षमा 5 स्तोत्र।
राइट? तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं भाई? हम तेरे शरण में हैं, जैसे तैसे तेरो। नाउ यू टेक ओवर, यू टेक केयर, यू वट एवर। मार्ग सरल चुनो, क्योंकि कठिन मार्ग चुनोगे तो कठिन साधनाएं हैं।
नहीं वो
करना
तो
चाहते हो तो कठिन साधनाएं दे दूंगा, लेकिन मुश्किल क्या होता है ना किताब जी, जब साधनाएं करते हैं ना, उसमें गलतियां भी हो सकती हैं।
यस। और ये तो
और मैं जब साधनाएं देता हूँ, यू डोंट नो लाइक व्हाट ऑल आई हैव टू कंसिडर बिफोर इवन गिविंग ए साधना। क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे पता है आप लोग गलतियां करोगे। आप चाहो ना चाहो आपसे गलतियां होंगी। सो आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू इट as सिंपल एज पॉसिबल। और फिर भी पता है फिर भी गलतियां होगी, इसलिए मैं हाथ जोड़ लेता हूँ आपके बदले, बोला देख, इससे सरल मैं नहीं बता सकता, तू देख ले। The path is very simple कृता जी, क्योंकि माँ से ज्यादा प्रेम करने वाला और माँ से ज्यादा शक्तिशाली मैंने किसी को नहीं देखा। इसीलिए क्या कहते हैं, माँ ही देव है, मतलब माता जो है वही देवता है। माँ ही देव है, इसीलिए हम उसे महादेव कहते हैं। क्योंकि हमारे लिए सिर्फ महादेव सिर्फ पिता नहीं है, महादेव हमारे माँ ही देव है, इसीलिए हमारे लिए महादेव ही माँ है। क्योंकि हमको ये नहीं आता कि राम और कृष्ण में फर्क करे, हमको ये नहीं आता कि देवी और शिव में फर्क कर पाए। हम में दोनों एक ही दिखते हैं। अगर वो कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है बस, तो फिर हम कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है। नहीं आता हमको। आपने देखा ना, जब अगर शिवरात्रि का जो इन्होंने जो नाट्य प्रस्तुत किया था, आपने उसमें देखा होगा, एक बार जब वो बैठ के देवी की साधना करता है, देवी उसको खुद सिखा रही है, लेकिन उसको क्रोध आ जा रहा है। तो ये क्या करता है? डिडंट यू लर्न द सेम थिंग? ये पुजारी बन के पूजा करने का विधि में उसका विधिवत पूजा कर रहा था, गलतियां कर रहा था, और देवी को रुष्ट हो गई। तो इसने क्या कहा, अपना सारा सामान वहीं छोड़ा, जाके सामने लेट गया, बोला अब काटना है तो काट ही दे तू। मतलब संपूर्ण समर्पण हो गया। अब क्या करे देवी? अचानक देवी का स्वरूप बदल जाता है, वो मुस्कुराने लगती है। अरे ये क्या कर रहा है? कैन यू सी व्हाट कैन चेंज? वो कहते हैं ना कि नहीं, पानी पत्थर को काट सकता है, पत्थर पानी को रोक नहीं सकता, लेकिन पानी पत्थर को काट सकता है। हालांकि पत्थर स्ट्रांग दिखाई देता है, लेकिन पानी बहते बहते उसे काट देता है। वैसे ही माँ कितनी भी रुष्ट क्रोधित या प्रचंड रूप में हो, मैं बस वो शांत स्वरूप में जाऊंगा। जैसे माँ अग्नि, अगर अग्नि स्वरूप में है तो मैं बस जल हूं, समा जाऊंगा उसमें। सो दीज आर द सिंपलेस्ट वे। मैं एक ही चीज सिखाना चाहता हूँ कृतार्थ जी, भले ही मैं आपको लाखों प्रोसेसेस दूं, लाखों करोड़ों चीजें बताऊं, सब सीखो करो, शायद वो जरूरी है, शायद वो आपको सीखना है, लेकिन जो सबसे बड़ी सीख मैं आपको देना चाहता हूं कि भगवान के लिए कुछ करो ना करो, उसके प्रेम करना सीख जाओ, क्योंकि उससे बड़ी बात कुछ नहीं हो सकती। आप सोचो, अगर नाम लेना बड़ी बात है, अगर उससे प्रेम हो जाए तो कितनी बड़ी बात होगी। और अगर वो आपके प्रेम को एक्सेप्ट कर ले, उससे कोई बड़ी बात हो ही नहीं सकती। और क्या लगता है आपको, क्या वो एक्सेप्ट करेगी? अरे हम कहते हैं भाई, हम अपने आप को ऐसे सजाएंगे कि तू देखेगा तो तू भागा चला आएगा, और हम तुम्हारे सामने इतने सरल हो जाएंगे कि तू हमारे बिना रह नहीं पाएगा। What could be the relationship between the divine and me? क्या है आप में मुझ में, क्या फर्क है बताओ कृतार्थ जी? एक ही चीज है,
आपने कुछ प्रोसेसेस
वो सब
ज्यादा की है।
प्रोसेस करने के बाद में सरल हो गया हूं, और आपको मौका मिल रहा है कुछ नहीं करके सरल होने का। बट यस, स्टिल प्रोसेस आर देयर, स्टिल बताएंगे आपको, आप करो क्या है, लेकिन सरल सरल उपाय जिसमें गलती नहीं हो सकती, और गलती हुए तो भी माफी मिल जाती है जल्दी, वो वही मार्ग है। ठीक है, जब
ओके।
उसने इतने सारे इंडिकेशन है, ये सो मेनी इंडिकेशंस आर शोइंग अप, डोंट यू थिंक शी विल गाइड फर्दर?
यस।
मैंने आपको तो वही कहा, रख विश्वास। तो क्या था वो मूवी का डायलॉग? हाँ, रख विश्वास तू है शिव के पास, तू है शिव का दास, ये है वो मूवी का डायलॉग है। हमारा दूसरा है, रख विश्वास तू है शिव के पास। हम दास वास नहीं है, वो पहले ही वो कोटा नंदी भृंगी वो सब पूरा कर चुके हैं। ठीक है ना, उनके गणों की लिस्ट कम थोड़े ही ना है, तो वो जगह तो ऑलरेडी फिल्ड है, हम वहां पे क्यों जाके किसको हटा के बिठाए? हम कहते हैं हम तुम्हारे पास ही हैं, हम दास नहीं है। और अगर जिस दिन तुम्हें लगा कि दास बनाओ तो बुला लेना। हाँ, हमने कहा था ना कि हम थोड़े पागलपंती की बातें कर लेते हैं कृता जी। हम कहते हैं बुलाओगे जिस दिन दास बना के, तो पहला काम क्या करेंगे जानते हो? तुम्हारे सर से जो गंगा बहती है और जो जटाई बन गई, उसमें शैम्पू लगा के धुला देंगे तुम्हें पहले। क्या ये जटाई बना के घूम रहे हो? है ना पागलपंती? और हम ये कह सकते हैं, वो नहीं कह सकते जिनको शिव से डर लगता है, जिनको शिव से प्रेम नहीं है। हमको असीम प्रेम है, हम उनके साथ कुछ भी कह सकते हैं। उसको बुरा लगेगा, लगता है, लगे तो लगे, मार दे मुझे, उसके हाथ से मरूंगा तब भी तर जाऊंगा। क्या होने वाला है? किस बात का डर है मुझे? हाँ, प्रेम करना सीख गए तो तर गए। क्या करोगे कृतार्थ जी अब? सच में मार्ग चाहिए, या स्वयं देवी मार्ग प्रशस्त कर रही है?
वही बेटर रहेगा
है ना?
कि यहाँ पे।
मतलब अगर कभी कुछ आप देख रहे हो कि सच सच में कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, उस दिन पूछ लेना। हम्म, बता देंगे, ऐसा
हम्म।
कोई ये नहीं है,
हम्म।
बिल्कुल रास्ता बता देंगे। अगर गलत जाओगे तो रोकेंगे, और लेकिन तब मानना पड़ेगा आपको, हम रोकने के लिए कहे तो।
हाँ, आपकी परमिशन की बिना कुछ नहीं करता हूँ मैं, ये एटलीस्ट ये प्रैक्टिस एक्टिविटीज में तो।
ठीक है, तो जाओ। और बाकी जो आपने लिखा था, इसके होते हुए क्या कौन क्या करेगा देख लो।
कुछ नहीं।
और फिर
वही तो है मतलब।
जिन जिनको
वही तो
लगता है
है
ना
मेन।
उन्होंने गिरी पर्वत को अपनी लाठी पे पकड़ रखा है, जिस दिन हाथ निकालेगा तब पता चल जाएगा। सब टूट के बिखर जाएंगे। चलो।
हाँ। एंड गुरुजी, जो दूसरा वाला जो था जिसमें आपने हाँ बोला था
दी-
कुछ महीनों पहले, वो
हम्म,
तो जो जैसे चल रहा है वैसे ही चलने दूं,
वो
जो
चलने देना
उसमें।
है, वो कंटिन्यू
नो बट यू टोल्ड अर्लियर कि 1 2 3 फेज में करो, अब वो 3।
कंटिन्यू रखो उसको, क्योंकि कुछ सारे चीजें अभी भी सुधारना बाकी है।
ओके, तो मतलब उसमें कोई प्रोसेस वोसेस नॉर्मल जो
नहीं,
जैसा
जैसा चल रहा
सिंपल।
है उसको बस कंटिन्यू रखो अभी के लिए,
ओके
मार्ग
एंड
अपने आप
फॉर
आएगा।
ओके ओके एंड फॉर भैरव, द मंत्र विच यू गेव मी, अ स्पेशल वन, उसमें जनरल प्रोसेस जो आपने गाइड की थी वही फॉलो करनी है अगर कर रहे हो तो, क्योंकि मैं वो तो चालू ही है।
अच्छा, कंटिन्यू कर रहे हो उसको?
यस बट विदाउट प्रोसेस।
नहीं नहीं, कंटिन्यू रखो उसको, क्योंकि भैरव एक ऐसी शक्ति है जो सबके साथ चलनी चाहिए। वो अपने आप एक सुरक्षा कवच देता है। और देखो, कभी भी देवी आती है तो उसके साथ भैरव चलेंगे ही चलेंगे। जिस किसी ने भी देवी की साधना की, उसने भैरव की साधना की ही की है, नहीं हो सकता उनके बिना। ऐसा कभी हो सकता है कि आप कोई शक्तिपीठ पे गए और भैरव की दर्शन ना करो?
नहीं, होते ही है।
सो अगर देवी के साथ भैरव की साधना करते हो तो वो बहुत शक्तिशाली हो जाता है। इट्स गुड।
बट विद जनरल प्रोसेस टू इंटेंसिफाई द इफेक्ट।
एक काम करो, मुझे एक बार लिख के भेजो अभी क्या कर रहे हो, उसके हिसाब से मैं गाइड कर दूंगा।
ओके ओके,
ठीक है,
ठीक है।
चलो।
यस। ओके,
धन्यवाद कृतार्थ जी।
थैंक यू गुरुजी।
थैंक यू सो मच। हम तो यही चाहते कि सबको खिचड़ी मिले। बस इतना ही कहना चाहते थे कि दया हो। क्या कहते हैं राजन जी? कि दया ऐसी हो कि सब एक बार चख ले और वो कहानी हमें सुना कि भाई सच में खिचड़ी। बट डोंट वरी, व्हाट आई डिड यू नो, लास्ट का जो था ना, तो पहले तो थाली सफा चट करने में लगा था मैं। लास्ट का जो था, आई टुक इट ऑन द नेम ऑफ दिस फैमिली। आई सेड दिस गोज टू ऑल। उसका स्वाद आपके जीभा पे आए ना आए, आपके मन में तो आ गया होगा। The taste, whether it has come to the tongue or not, it does not matter. It might have come to your heart at least. कहानियां इतनी मजेदार है तो एक्सपीरियंस कितने सुंदर होंगे, हाँ? विद्या जी, बिल्कुल मस्त। हम तो बोले कि और 2 4 बार खिचड़ी बनना चाहिए था। तो वो भी सोच के मेरे को पलट के देख के बोलती होगी, तू मेरे से ही काम करवाना चाहता है। बट विच एवर वे, वॉट एवर वे इट हैपेंड, विल यू नॉट बी थैंकफुल, यू विल नॉट बी ग्रेटफुल? उसके अलावा कर क्या सकते हो बताओ? कुछ है आपके हाथ में? कुछ भी है आपके हाथ में जो इतने छोटे चीजों को भी आपका ध्यान रख ले? कि कोई मूर्ख ही होगा जो उसके तरफ ना देखे, अज्ञानी ही होगा जो कहे कि मैं सब कुछ कर लेता हूं, विद्रोही होगा वो कहे जो मैं ही सब कुछ हूं। और कभी ना कभी मुझे ऐसा लगने लगता है कि ये सब चीजें आपके वजह से हो रही है। इट्स ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ यू ऑल पीपल। वो कहते हैं ना, जब आप दूसरों का ख्याल रखते हो तो दूसरे आपका ख्याल रख लेते हैं, क्योंकि वो दूसरे नहीं रहते हैं, वो आप बन जाते हैं। When you take care of the closed ones take care of you. And more than that, when you take care of everyone, the one who created everyone takes care of you. करता करे न कर सके, शिव करे सो होए। 14 भुवन 9 खंड में महादेव सा न कोई। हर हर महादेव। जय मां शारदा। थैंक यू फॉर द खिचड़ी एनीवेज। मेरे तो एक नया मिल गया है मुझे। मैं जब भी याद आता तो मैं कहता, धन्यवाद खिचड़ी के लिए। हाँ, एक खिचड़ी भी कितना दिव्यता से भर सकता है। मुझे एक चीज बड़ा आई डोंट नो, लाइक ये बहुत लेट हो चुका है, बट आई जस्ट कीप ऑन सेइंग दैट कि महाप्रसाद बहुतों ने खाया होगा। पंडा के द्वारा बनाया हुआ महाप्रसाद बहुतों ने पाया होगा। हमने तो माँ के हाथ की बनाई हुई खिचड़ी खाई है। थैंक यू सो मच। मुझे लगता है ये आप लोगों का ही प्रेम है जो उधर उछल रहा है और छलक रहा है, बिखर रहा है और निखर रहा है। थैंक यू। आप नहीं होते तो मैं कहानी किसको कहता, आप नहीं होते तो उसकी दिव्यता किस तक पहुंचती, आप नहीं होते तो उसका प्रेम किससे बांटता, आप नहीं होते तो उसके बारे में किसको कहता। तो मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि आप हो इसलिए हम हैं, और वो है इसलिए हम सब हैं। सो थैंक यू फॉर बर्निंग योर लेट नाइट ऑयल्स, देर रात तक दिया जलाते रखने के लिए और जागृत रहने के लिए ढेर सारा धन्यवाद आपका। पुनः मिलते हैं आपके, विल सी मीट यू अगेन दिस संडे। टिल देन खिचड़ी खाते रहो।